Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
If cats can and low, we spill the tea, we spill the wine, have the stories it goes in half a mind. We laugh, we cry, we overshare too long. Podcast never be now, just double the crutch. Double trouble live, with twice the mess. Double trouble live, no stress, just yes. We got hot takes, back breaks, and 0-2. Double trouble live. Coming at you for the thrill. Oh yeah, Double Trouble Live.
Well, let me put us right here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Service, Double Trouble Live. I am Ciaran Thornton, and here is my co-gambler, Frank Ciaran. Welcome here. Let's get out Sunday, Frank.
Already, Mike bingo card.
Oh my goodness. We're both clicking the mute button. You're muting it. I'm unmuting it back and forth.
The point guard is on the left. The power forward's on the right. So go for it, man.
Hey, welcome everyone. Double Trouble Live. We've got a nice card today, Frank. And if you guys, did you get a chance to catch Quigley's show today? He had the agent of one of the hottest jockeys right now, who I can never say his name right. I'm just going to call him Hara. And it was pretty informative, would you not say? Did you get to catch it?
Yeah. Tom, you know, it's funny, Ciaran, that you mentioned that. And when I saw Tom post that out, that Tom Knuth was going to be on the show and that he was Hara's agent, I was like, of course. Tom Knuth and Doug O'Neill have won a lot of races together with various jockeys. Tom Knuth used to represent Mario Gutierrez. So they've won 2 derbies together. A couple of other jockeys that came through that Knuth represent, he can get them in the O'Neill barn. And I didn't know he was representing Hara.
I did not know.
He got in the O'Neill barn, and then remember that day they won like 3 races together,
yes.
And that was it. His business just blossomed.
Now we're starting to see him, of course, get other business with other trainers, but I'm still all about when he rides an O'Neill horse or when he does not ride an O'Neill horse. And I think what was great about that show, and I think Tom did a great job explaining it, a great handicapper. And we've kind of talked about it on the show that the agents are the ones who handicap the races. So that's why you got to pay. These guys do all the work. So and most people don't realize. They just think a jockey hops on, because they're having a beer with the trainer. There's a lot of handicapping that goes in behind the scenes.
You're absolutely right. And Friday, Tom had Matt Nakatani on, who was Rispoley's agent. It's funny, he had Gutierrez too for a little bit. But Matt Nakatani and Rispoley have had a great 2 or 3 years together. As we know, Rispoley's injured, but Florent Giroux came from the East Coast to kind of fill that void. And Matt Nakatani represents Flo, and he's off to a good start this meet. So you're right, Ciaran. We talk a lot about the behind-the-scenes stuff. You don't want to overplay the musical jockeys, because sometimes I do it too much. You're one of the best at reading between the lines of, where the jockeys go, why, what the trainer intent is, all that stuff. But yeah, Matt Nakatani, excellent jock agent. Tom Knuth, excellent jock agent. These are the things behind the scenes that most horse players are not privy to.
And I mean, it's one of those things when you read like articles, you'll read 10 articles and you won't get any information out of it. But that 11th article will give you a nugget of information that will make you money for the next month, and no one has it. So, I mean, I tell people, read everything you can get a hold of. You'll be surprised how one little piece of information that most people overlook will help you make money. But
hold on. I want to give you so much credit here. And a certain racetrack should probably send you a gift basket and a check or whatever, because if it wasn't for Mary Rampolini, who wrote the article for DRF, or you who read the very last bottom line in like micro print, nobody would have known about those low takeout wagers during the holiday meet at Frank Lawn Park. No one would have known. You're like, you and Mary Rampolini were the only two people who knew.
Well, we got to look. We got to look for those edge, and here we go. We got our edge now. We got the all turf. Let's get rolling. What do you have, Frank? What do you think about this one?
Hold on, let me switch.
Yours. I'm actually alive in the pick 5 today, Frank. So
nice.
I haven't looked at what the pays are, but I'm alive to.
Well, let's look at that first.
I'm alive to a bunch of horses, but I was all about, I didn't really do a spread ticket. I thought 4 was a very strong single candidate, but I also thought this could be a race that could bring chaos too. So
the problem with this race is you get some like horses coming up, like there's the corner horse at the rails coming off a very long layoff. Then he's got one on the outside who was running in stakes races as a 3-year-old. There's a lot of X factors in here, Ciaran, but I am with you. I think the 4 is absolutely the one to beat. I'm kind of surprised that the 4 wasn't the favorite on the morning line. Don't get me wrong. I think the 6 has a shot too. Those are my A's, but I expect the 4 to go off favored. Am I close? Am I way off? What does the board say?
I thought the morning line was good. I thought, I think I put 2-1 as Proudly Hailed, and then Hera's agent was really high on this horse and gave us, if you watched that show, gave us some information on why the horse is in here. And I mean, before I even saw that, has lost by a neck the last 2, and now O'Neill's taking over the duties since that last race. I thought this was a horse, if you had to single a horse, this is probably as good as a single as you would find, of late. But then
wait. You thought the morning line was good? You thought that the 4 should have been second choice over A Day to Remember? The 6?
I figured because of all the second-itis that they would give the Glatt horse a little bit more more credit is what I was thinking. But I thought at least it was a 2-1 morning line and not some of the ones we've seen where it's 4 or 5-1 and we think it should be a lot shorter. So, I mean.
Well, I remember you actually really liked this horse last time.
Yes.
And I thought the horse had a shot, but the reason I didn't have that horse as an A, we talk about reading conditions, right, Ciaran? That was a starter for non-winners of 3 lifetime. This horse was racing above condition. This horse only has 1 win. This is a non-winners of 2 lifetime. So he was facing much better horses and probably should have won that race anyway.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I thought, like, if you really need a single right now, this is one. But this is also a race where chaos has a tendency of showing up 26% of the time. You get a horse 5-1 or more. And I mean, I kind of spread. I went 4-6 as my top 2 choices. Then I went with Arctic Power. I mean, Kimura is on fire again. He's got the early double today. But Phil is, yikes. Talk about D'Amato being ice cold. And Kimura is ice cold when he rides for Phil. But how do you toss that horse? And then I went as my 4th choice, the number 1, by IG, Giraud for Corona. And then I thought, my notes here, first race in November 2024, but this jockey lands here. What did the agent get whispered in his ear? They're in for a tag. The trainer's 2 of 6. And then the interesting thing about this horse won off a 9-month break after the debut in 2024. So it's not crazy that this horse can fire again off the bench. So I wanted to, and I did on my ticket, press a little bit more on the 4, but I thought I needed to spread as well. I got to get out of this leg.
Yeah, I didn't think. I agree with you, but I also disagree with you. I have the 5 and the 8 as Bs in this. I have the other corner horse instead of the rail horse. But if the 4 or the 6 don't win this race, I would be stunned, absolutely stunned. In my all turf, those are the only 2 horses I used, figuring if I get beat, and I can come back because
you're all about
the last. I'm not using any other horse in any of my pick 3s except the 8. If I get there alive, I can look at the doubles to my B contenders. But my whole day is actually built around singling the 8 in the last race. So
and what's funny is my horse, the last race, I mean, I did spread on a ticket, but I thought the two,
wow.
the other one was very strong in the last race. So
that would have been there's two glass. They're both glass,
yeah.
right? Let me look at it again.
And I went with the one. I went with the Glatt that has our guy Hara riding, and I mean, along your lines, my notes for the two in the last race, Mysterious Husband, won by a nose under Kent last year. Now, an interesting stat: Glatt has actually been kind of cold off the bench recently, but we know long term, he fires huge. But recently, he's been.
But one thing, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ciaran, because this is like my favorite thing in the world. Yes, Glatt off a layoff is phenomenal, but he is much better coming back in sprint races on the dirt. So this is a little bit different. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
I actually had this horse as an A, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to plant a flag with the 8 because I do like the 8 better, and then I can come back and play doubles with the 2. But I'm with you. I think the 2 is very, very live and is a big shot.
And I mean, the 8 along your lines, my notes for that, Kimura Glatt, 23%. They're adding Lasix. They're dropping. And then I went, tough call, because I kind of went, back and forth by which one I was going to make, the top Glatt for me. I ended up siding with the Hara horse, but I did watch the probables closely. When we get to that double, it's really going to tell us what the inside information is on that race. And then,
we'll find out if the 2 is live off the long layoff. But I will say this though, if we see a ton of money coming on the 2, I will be very confident and maybe pivot with the double. But the 2 doesn't have to take a lot of money, because I don't think people. I've been riding this Glatt angle for like 8 years, and it still hasn't really caught on. You can still get his horses off a long layoff at a decent price. So if the horse doesn't take money, that's not going to bother me. But if the horse does take money, that's going to make me go, oh man, I gotta double, triple up in the late double.
Now, it was funny that you sang in the last, because I thought, the key to the whole day today, other than the double, is that middle leg. And it's either going to be a top choice or anyone's. Race 7. What did you think of race 7?
I'm just watching Explorer romp here. Not romp, actually. She might get caught. Hold on. This is she finally wins today, Ciaran. We've needed her a few times. Yeah. I remember after her debut at Del Mar, we were both like, oh my God, what did we just see?
That race, and I remember we've talked about it before on the show too. After that race, I went, that race is the first time I've been reminded of a flight line type race, that we saw up at Santa Anita. That was the first horse, that I've said that of, but then a little disappointing after that.
Yeah, she's still really, really good in figuring things out, but I needed her a couple of times and she didn't come through, but she is very nice. I didn't look at the field. I don't know. Dan H. actually reminded us in the chat that it was the Honeybee Stakes. So once again, a California horse goes somewhere else and wins a big stakes race. So which race are you talking about, Ciaran? The middle leg of the All Turf?
Yeah, this race 7 that starts to pick 3 for us. So we're the middle leg of the All Turf, the start of the pick 3. And
impossible.
I was trying. I kind of planted a flag myself. It's going to be I did not know who Tom's guest was going to be today, just so you know, Frank. And I kind of planted a flag on that agent's jockey all day long. I ended up going back and forth.
Did he push the horse?
You got number 4 Fireban, but off the bench. I ended up giving it a slightly ahead of the 3 Angelic Bay, drops in class, second off the claim. They're in for a tag. And I put, this is the money run. Like, if this horse is going to win, they're placing it for today. But then you have that 6, the Paula Capistrano horse, Global Consort. And she wins on prices, but she's 0 for 23 at the distance. I thought it was like one of those races, yikes. Do I spread a lot? Do I go narrow? I ended up just landing on 3-4-6-2. And I'm hoping I can get out of that. And I kind of spread a little bit different on my tickets. And, my pick 3, I was trying to be a little strategic where if I didn't use a horse in the all turf, I kind of used it on one of my pick 3 tickets today. But then when I started doing that, the tickets started getting exponentially too much. So that's one of the quandaries. I was like, all right, I'll correct it in the double today. Essentially is what I did.
I love how Ciaran asked me, Frank, what do you think? And then he goes on a 10-minute monologue on what he thinks. Do you want to know what I think or not?
This is what you should have said. You should have went down and done this. What I always
Blah,
do.
blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually agree with everything you said. Let me start off by saying, though, you know how we always talk about trainer intent and reading the condition book and pointing toward certain races? Brian Corner, I've never seen him enter this many horses in a card, in like the last 6 months. And they're all coming off very long layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got 2 in the start of the all turf. So let's see how those horses run. And I think that'll give us a very good indication of Fireban, who's coming off a year layoff too.
I mean,
I don't know why that horse is 5-2 on the morning line. I think this is a very competitive race. 100% agree with you, Ciaran. This is the key because if someone has a very strong opinion in that race, good for them. I don't. I went 5-1-6 with my A's, and then I have my B's 2-3-7-4. So I have everybody in the race. So I have a couple of tickets with the 5-1-6, but I also have a backup ticket with the 2-3-7-4. And I still don't feel confident. They might declare that race no contest.
And on my ticket, my higher price went, I took a stand in the first leg with 4. I took a stand in the second leg with the 3, and then spread in the last. Then I came back with my kind of price horses in this first leg and spread in that with my conviction in the last leg. And then I went with the top 2 choices, 4-6-2 and my top 3 in the last. So, I mean, my ticket's a little bit more, but I thought it could play out where I'll have a couple of tickets live, and I can adjust.
Well, yeah, I mean, I really think it's about the 4 and the 6, and I don't have a backup ticket here, but you do. So if the 4 and the 6 lose this race and one of your backup horses wins, then it will absolutely pay probably better than it should. Can we look at the tote for a second, see if we have any clues here?
Right,
Proudly Hailed is even money, favored over A Day to Remember at 2-1. I agree with the public. I was shocked that the 6 was the 9-5 favorite and the 4 was a 2-1.
Not much separation in the will pays. 4 is 1960, 6 is 2080, and if we look at
very close, but the 4 is still favored.
But 4 is 1490 on the pick 3, 1830 on the pick 6.
Okay.
Let's look at my pick 5. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no one actually. That's very funny. They're like almost equal.
My pick 5.
The 4 is the favorite in every leg, but they're very close.
Yeah, in the pick 5, 4 is 8960, 6 is 9090. I mean,
so who are you alive to, Ciaran?
I am alive.
Because that would be great if you close the pick 5 and we start the all turf. You know what I mean?
Got, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, the 1, 7, 2 would be phenomenal.
That's
take a win. I don't care what.
Who is the 2? You didn't even talk about the 2. Are you using the 2 in your all turf?
I did not. Let me see if I can pull up my thing here.
But you don't really have to because you're alive. You're alive.
I do have it in on my backup ticket. I've got 5-1-2 with what everyone, my spread horses in the next leg, and then the horse that I think is the glat in the last leg. So what's probably going to happen, Frank. I'm going to be alive with a monster price into the last leg, and you're going to be out in the first leg and alive to the last leg, and 8's going to win.
Okay, so we have a couple of minutes. I think we've given our strategies out pretty good. We always post our plays in the live chat, so you can always go back and look at them. Speaking of the live chat, is it okay if we see if anybody has any opinions here?
Yep. Hang on here.
Here, I'm going to put this up because our man Jay is back.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it.
Wrong one. Here, look at our man Jay's back. Here's his all turf. So he's kind of with me. It's all about the 4 and the 6. And if the 4 and the 6 lose, I'll take it on the chin. But you're like, well, if the 4 and 6 lose, that's an opportunity for me. So that's why you have that backup ticket, which I don't know. How much did that cost? Because I want to start thinking more about money management.
My total ticket today for the all turf cost $132.
Every combination?
Every combination, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's not that expensive at all to cover those horses. So.
yeah, so I mean, I was doing I was thinking about $9 or $12 on my tight ticket, but I wanted to spread in that last leg, so I could have made it a little bit tighter. But I mean, we've talked about it before. You know, once we've gotten we've seen enough of these payouts now going forward that I'm very comfortable on all these low takeout bets.
Well,
spending $150, especially
especially if you beat the 4 and the 6 here.
and just when I spend $150, it's not a all $150 ticket. What I mean is there's got to be at least one ticket that is overweighted. That's the only way to make it kind of pay.
Or a ticket where you have long shots in one of the legs with your strongest opinions in the other. Yes. Like seriously, here, if the 4, like I'd be really shocked if the 4 or the 6 didn't win this race, but this is horse racing. If they don't, I'm out, and I'm okay with that because I'm planting my flag. But you have, if your 1 wins or your 2 wins, you cash the pick 5, and you're looking at it. Sure, it's going to be a little tight going forward because you can't play your backup to all the horses that you like with your A's, but you will have your backup with the A's that you like.
And I still think a lot of punters are still not approaching all these bets combined, Frank. And I think as the season goes on, you know, it's probably going to take a few gigantic payouts for people starting to realize that. But you got to use all these 3 bets together.
But also, Ciaran, it's not easy. Like I struggled a little bit when we're used to the sequence being all turf, break on the 6th race, and then the late pick. Remember that 2 days in a row, it was like races 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have to play those a little differently because you don't have that dirt race in the middle, and it comes at you fast. Like when we're trying to pivot, so it's a little bit of a learning curve, I would say. And the reason we do it is because we talk it out so we can learn.
I mean, my argument to that will be if I ask the gambler, ask 10 gamblers, did you play the early pick 5? 9 of them will say yes. And I go, well, you already have the work done. So you're just stringing the bets together. It's not like you have extra work to do. You just got to construct your ticket.
Well, here, one could argue, Ciaran, you know, you're alive in your late pick 5. Why don't you also play a ticket using the horses that you don't have in your pick 5 going forward? Because if you don't hit this race, you're out of your pick 5, and you have no coverage in your all turf. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's an example of handcuffing the bets together.
And right? If I was looking at, like, if I had gotten to this race, Frank, and I was like looking at some, you know, like the lowest pay was like 5,000, 3,000.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And you're like, I'm gonna use the horses I don't have.
I would absolutely use every other horse going forward. Yes.
Well, that's exactly the point I was trying to make, Ciaran. It's very situational. So it's not easy. So we haven't really been trained to think like that because we haven't had these opportunities. So I don't blame some horse players for just approaching them as separate wagers because that concept hasn't been popularized yet. We're the only ones who are talking about it. So to your point, if you're alive in the pick 5 and all your horses are paying $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and you have 3 horses that you don't have in your pick 5, you are absolutely starting a double or a pick 3, or maybe even hedging with win bets with the horses you don't have. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. It's all situational.
Just so you can get your horses home, because I remember I was alive to a $20,000 payout for a pick 5 one day, and I was alive to a bunch of other horses except one horse. And I thought I was getting beat going down the stretch, and I was screaming for the horse to get up to win, and the horse got up and won. But I mislooked at the saddle cloth, and I was like, oh my, I cheered against my $20,000 or $20,000 horse.
Oh my God.
The lowest paying horse to catch it on the line. I was like, yeah, that's
Ciaran, you didn't mislook. Those were your booze goggles that blurred your vision.
No comment. All right, we're in the gate, Frank.
Okay. Greetings from Turkey. After this, we're going to go through the comments. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm going to shut up now. Good luck.
Where's we're away thing?
I'll find it. Just get out of the studio.
Well, that 4 ran shockingly
Horribly.
bad. Shockingly bad. Like, wow. What
Shockingly
happened
bad.
there?
I think that's why Jack Sisterson was like, Jack Sisterson used to, he was Doug's, one of Doug's assistant trainers. I think he brought that course to California and was like, all right, Doug, I'm leaving. I got my 2 good races out of her. Now I'm leaving. Or him.
I mean,
That was horrible. I don't know why, but
not ever in the race. I mean, the 8 looked dangerous, and
I thought your Arctic Power ran really well.
yeah, just it's been
I don't
kind of.
know.
You want to close on this turf course right now, it seems.
I don't think so. The Data Remember made an early move.
I suppose.
The Data Remember made a nice early move. At the time, I was like, it's too premature and it's too wide. I really thought the horse was going to flatten out, but
I will say,
our boy Mark Glad, he could do really nice for us in the sequence.
my gallop out horse for this race was one of that number 1, the corner horse, was, around the turn, was right out there with the winner. So if there was a horse I would look for off of this race, and I was putting notes, would be BIG next out.
Yeah, it was stuck at the rail. It was coming off a zillion-year layoff.
And then
it'll be interesting to see if anyone claimed that horse because, the horse still has conditions. This was a starter, so now the horse is eligible for other starters going forward, and the horse still has the Calbred allowance condition. So very interesting to see what might shake out there. I know I posted it right before we went to the race, but Ciaran, we're big in Turkey, dude.
yeah,
Look at this. First comment. Have a good broadcast. Tafo, thank you so much. Who is the horse in your picture? I know that they do have horse racing in Turkey. So
horse racing everywhere.
Maybe that we'll get sponsored by the Turkey Jockey Club, and we'll start covering turkey races.
A turkey beer company or some turkey vodka. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Or Turquia. I don't know how do you say. Is it okay if I roll through the comments because I'm having so much fun here? Artist David Barista, love this graphic. Yes, Father Frank, Cardinal Ciaran, Sunday service. We're atoning and making penance for all our sins. Stephen D. Oh, Ciaran, every time I go in the studio to put my banners in before the show, I always see there's like one or two comments. So I look at the comments. It's always Stephen D. wishing us good luck. Let's make. It's like two hours to showtime, and our man Stephen D. is here to support us.
I actually loaded my thing, I think, at 10 a.m. this morning, Frank, and his comments, I think, were already in there.
Are you kidding me? Stephen D., you're our man, dude. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Of course, Terry here supporting us. Let's go DTL Sunday service. Jay is alive with the 4 and the 6. So are we all. Ciaran, we'll put our plays up in a minute just to here. This is interesting because let's talk about this because I thought the 4 looked pretty dominant on paper.
Yeah, too. Like,
I know we've talked about buyer speed figures before, and neither one of us are like super into it, but sometimes they're useful. Do you have speed figures that you use with your brisnet or whatever PPs you use that you like? Or
I essentially use Ecobase and Brisnet, and I get, every service has their own type of speed numbers. So
yes.
I go back and forth and I look at them, but you got to go from whatever the mean is. You know what I mean? You look and they'll give you your par. Like on Brisnet for this race 5, it's said the speed figure was an 87. But if you go over to, let me try and find it. I got to download it. But if you went over to the other service, their speed figure might be 74. But then you can't compare both. You got to use the 74 on one. It's back and forth. But I go back and forth and use both because sometimes when I see huge discrepancies between both, it'll have me look a little closer. If they're kind of the same on par across the board, I'm really just looking for anomalies when I go back and forth. Is everything kind of tied?
Yeah, like a mistake or something that maybe a false figure. A horse is getting overbet because had a loose lead on a speed favoring track.
And
I'm with you. So what about like in the race? Like what about in the race? Do you use them to isolate contenders? Let's say like 3 horses have 85 and then the rest have 62.
I'll look at, the early fractions and the closing is what I look at. And sometimes I'll look at the early, and then I'll read the notes and say this horse was like a rocket, halfway through the race and then faded, and then and I read in the notes that it faded and they're cutting back and they put a more patient jockey on, I would upgrade it. If it's the same guy who just like Edwin, gate to wire, I'll be like, I don't think, they got to cut this horse back more, especially if they're stretching out. But
yeah, Dan, I'm with Ciaran. I like to look. I'm a little more nuanced. I like to look at the incremental splits, like Ciaran mentioned. A lot of times in my write-up on Take a Shot, The Matrix. A lot of times in my write-up, I'll say this horse looks too slow on paper, but we're not really concerned so much with what the horses run. We have to figure out, is that horse going to run the same kind of slow race, or does that horse have a 20-point move? And we see that a lot with young horses, right, Ciaran? Going from 2 years old to 3-year-old or 3 to 4. You had Comanche Country was dominant as a 2-year-old, right? Never really progressed as a 3-year-old.
No, she was done. She wanted to be a mama. Not racing anymore.
So I like speed figures, use them more as a projection. They're not my end all be all at all. No. And the public tends to overbet them. But Dan, thank you for bringing up that point. Can I keep going through the comments?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although,
Charlie, I think you misunderstood us. We didn't say that the 4 was a single. Ciaran said if I had to single, right? Because you singled the 4 on some tickets, but you also had the 6, and I was 4-6.
He was my higher price ticket where in the next leg I'm 3. So I always like to, on my pick 3s, the all turf and the late pick 3, have a ticket where I press it a little bit more and try to use, if it chalks out, I'm going to at least make some money or get the bet back is the plan.
Yeah, Charlie, always go in the chat and scroll up and you will see our tickets. I know Ciaran talked about singling the 4, but he also did use the 6, and I was 4-6.
And for both our write-ups, you can see it on the Santa Anita website. Go on. I know you want to say it, Frank. Go ahead. Frank's, what is it called?
The Matrix.
Now, so I didn't tell you, Frank, I rolled out a new column today on Santa Anita. So now I'm doing your same for the all turf only. I'm giving a horse by horse write-up. So I'm giving my notes now on the Santa Anita website.
So now you're stealing my concept. Okay.
Yes, and I've renamed
you stole the point guard chair, and now you're stealing my concept. Okay.
And I have the name for my column is The Anomaly.
The Anomaly?
Yes. Chaos in, cash out. Now, the Matrix viewers will get that. See,
Whoa, you're the anomaly? Indeed. Watch this. No way! It's raining money!
Can you tell me what that means? I've never seen the movie.
So Frank calls his column The Matrix, people, and he's never watched the movie. Need I let that sink in?
That's the one with Keanu Reeves on a bus, right? He's on a bus. No? No? Is that the guys who dress in suits from the FBI and fight aliens?
Yes. Well, kind of. You got to watch it. Hey, Frank, I didn't tell you. So someone left us a tip the other day.
What?
Yeah, it was 2 cents, though. So I don't know if they were trying to say something about our picks, but I took that money and I've hired an on-track intern reporter for us using that 2 cents. So I think he's live. He's ready to go live right now. We've got a little bit of time to kill. What do you think?
Hey, if we got a man on the ground, let's go for it.
Ciaran, I am your intern reporter for today, Mark Gelding, reporting live from Santa Anita. I spoke to the trainer of Frank's horse, and he says, and I quote, "This is the best horse I have ever trained in my life." There is only one issue with this guy. He has said this 32 times at the meet and is 0 for 32.
We lost them.
I don't know what it is about the internet up there, Frank. They just disappear all the time. It's hard.
I can't believe you hired Mike Gelding. I love it because now I'm the second fattest guy on the show. I'm not the first. He's got quite the beer belly. I love it.
I mean, I only had 2 cents, but I told him I'd buy him beer. So hopefully it doesn't come back and bite me in the butt here later. If he can drink beer like I can, we're in trouble.
So he mentioned that 0 for 32 stat. That's kind of like when you mentioned Global Consort, the Paula Capestro horse. Remember you chased her all summer, and she was
except
like,
the one time she won.
And she won.
And I've been chasing ever since.
And you didn't have her, and she won.
0 for 23 now chasing. But you know what happens when you jump off? That's the time when you jump off a Mike Smith horse, you just get your tickets blown up. I suppose so. We're live. I suppose we got time. We should probably talk about the first leg of the pick 3, right?
Let's roll through the comments a little bit more because we have a lot of things. I just want to acknowledge the DTL crew. You guys are the best. As a matter of fact, Friday's show was our most watched show ever. So shout out. Thank you so much. And we got a lot of good comments from our special guests. The phone a friend concept is really good.
I mean, it was funny because I had talked to Rob about coming on Thursday. Little did I know we'd have that family emergency on Friday. So he ended up being clutch and spending 7 hours in the ER was a whole lot of fun.
Isn't it funny how the universe works? Like maybe you have like a premonition. You're like, I have to have Rob lined up. We probably would have only had him on for like 15 minutes talking about the late pick 3. Instead, he was on the whole second half of the show. Shout out to Jackson Muniz, who joined me and helped me get through those first 2 races while we were waiting for Ciaran, and hopefully everything's okay. And then Rob came in and, just MVP. And then Ciaran came in and he like, Frank, you didn't put up my picks. I'm alive and everything. Biggie, 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 biggie. Cashes, it goes, okay, I'm going back into the hospital. Mic drop. Boom.
No, they're finally calling us. We got ahead of the homeless people.
You're like, hold on, Shannon. Biggie, biggie, biggie won. I reclaim my King of the All Turf crown. Going back to the emergency room. Mic drop out. I'm like, what just happened? That show was so dizzying. But it actually was a really, really good show. So thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Radar Rob. I want to put this up real quick. because this wasn't. We've got a lot of good comments on the show about Radar Rob, but this was in a personal email to me from one of the DTL crew. And again, Ciaran and I are fully transparent. You can email Ciaran at California Pick 4 at gmail.com, scotoniracing@gmail.com. Good, bad, and different. We love to hear from you. How about this? DTL needs more Radar Rob segments. He devotes 2 days on homework assignments.
Look, I mean, to let people know, we know a lot of people, and the fact that we brought him on, and he's not been on any other shows, but we know him really, really well. We know he does his work, and I think it ended up working out because, like he says, when I talked to him, he's like, he just picks a day, looks at the cards. He looks at all the cards, and he goes, this is the day I'm firing. But he ended up, after I talked to him, he was like, you know what? The more I looked at that card, it's actually the card I'm going to fire on. Instead of going Saturday, he went Friday to the track, and that's...
it's so funny that you say that, Ciaran, because Terry was like, well, if he's doing all this work, just every time, whatever day he's doing, have a segment of Rob on the show, because he's devoting all of his time and mental energy on one card. And he did that. It didn't work out because it kind of chalked out a little bit, but
a lot of times it's a Saturday. It's a lot of times too. It's the Saturday. The big race days and whatnot. But it just, that was you had a pick 6 carryover on Friday. Look at the pools were huge. I think we were texting back and forth, and I was like, man, if Santa Anita wants to have a Friday, it seemed like because it's the best racing in the country on a Friday, that pool really got juice with that pick 6. So
you know what? We could have kind of like a funky show on Saturday, like Celebrity Saturdays. Get Radar Rob on for a segment. I reached out to Leo Vukmanovich, our man Leo. Unfortunately, he was busy. I was going to try to get a couple of different people to come in and rotate because, you know what, Ciaran, one person alone cannot fill your shoes. I had a lineup of people. Hey, I need like 30 people to step in to fill Ciaran's big shoes. Talk about handicapping after the race. I missed it, but Charlie said there was a terrible ride on the 4. Jumped at maybe jumped up at the dirt.
Yeah, and that's some horses just, it freaks them out. I'm on turf. What's this? And we've talked about it before. Certain jockeys will, when they're breezing the horse, before they run on a race, will, if they can, make it a point to do the crossover so the horse knows it's not like a shock.
Yeah, you have to train for that, right? If that horse jumped a shadow or didn't like the dirt. So I guess the point is maybe the 4 wasn't as bad as we both thought, but I'll go back and watch the replay. I know Ciaran will. Ciaran, take a shot. Love the Matrix, Frank. Stephen D., our man. Does Radar Rob have an account? No. He is literally off the radar. Ciaran plucked him out of his incognito horse playing. Right? That's like you said, he doesn't do a lot of shows. He's not on social media.
He owns some horses, but we refer Rob he's in it for the profit, and you'll hear us talk about it a lot of times. We'll pick a horse and we'll go, yeah, it's 9-1, but it's going to be in the money. Rob owns a lot of paycheck horses. He's had some horses that have had like 20 races, but haven't won, which means they get to stay in the condition. And he's been 2nd and 3rd and 4th a million times, and it pays for all the bills. And that's the part of racing a lot of people don't get. Like, you don't have to win to make it a profitable business if you're a small.
Yeah, and the other thing is, unlike most big owners, Radar Rob is first and foremost a horse player.
Yes.
So I remember one time when one of his horses ran and was like 30-1. He texted me. He goes, Frank, we're probably not going to win, but you must key the horse underneath in the trifecta because this horse could absolutely hit the board. So he plays a trifecta and he cashes for 10,000 because his 30-1 hits the board. So you have to win races as an owner. You know what I mean? So Radar Rob rules. Ciaran, a little shout out for you right here. Use 3-5. Oh, you're playing in the feeder.
I got to support our guy Tyler. So I only play the Express Bet tournaments now. I'm going to play a couple more of the NHCs. I'm going to Vegas. but I'm not qualified this year. I really didn't try, because we were doing the show and I kind of got burned out last year. And to be honest, Frank,
Yeah.
the more I look at the high VIGs on these contests
it's brutal.
as a low VIG player, it's becoming harder and harder for me to justify throwing money away at. I'd be better off using sometimes our AI machine here.
Look, I love the NHC. I love that.
It's the horse player. It's the horse players convention. It's great to go hang out with all the horse players. If you win in, great. I spent a couple of years chasing it. I had a big year last year, but I got burned out. The live money ones, and actually, I let my bankroll suffer playing contests because your focus usually on contests, at least the pick and pray ones, is I need a blind 3-legged 40-1 horse to win, and you toss the even money horse, and that kind of gets in your head when you're actually wagering, and then you look back at your ROI on your wagering for the last week, and you're like, I really should have only had 2 bets this last week, and I would have walked away doubling my money.
Would have hit both of them. All right, one more comment here. So, Ciaran, we really have to go back and look at the replay. Our man Nando, Frank, the 4 was going to be right there, if not for a horrendous ride. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. We're so busy doing the show that we miss a lot of things in the live racing. And then here, Ciaran, take over, because Jay's like, shut up. Let's get down to business. Late pick 3 time. Did Ciaran freeze?
We both froze.
Okay. All right. So I'm kicking it back to you after we just went through the comments. We have plenty of time, so let's start talking about the late pick 3. Let's look at probables, all that fun stuff.
All right. So let's go here. Will pays for the double. Yes. The favorite is the 8. In this race.
Yes.
Is the 8 at 12.80. Then we've got the 5 at 17.20, and the 6 at 19.80, and everything else is in the 100+ zone. And
let's look at the doubles going forward, because it looks like the 8's a pretty reliable barometer of the market at 7-5. I'm looking at the 8 to the 3 is the favorite. Who's the 3 to start off the late pick 3 in the next
What's funny, Frank, is when I actually handicapped this race, my picks for this race, Frank, I did not use the 8. I went 4, 5, 6. Did not.
All right, well, the 4 is scratched.
Okay.
We'll come back to that because they're still on the pack. There's plenty of time. Let's talk about the probables going forward, Ciaran, because your Angelica Bay
is the 3 Yeah. It's 3 and 4. So the 8 into the 3 is 13. The 8 into the 4 is 14. And then it starts jumping up. The 2 is 20. So it's essentially, if we go off the favorite here, we're looking at 2, 3, 4 is the horses in the next leg, and everything else starts
coming higher. Can I ask you about the 4? Because we talked about Corner coming off a long layoff. You saw in that previous race, big was it BIG?
Yeah, fired great past the line. So,
but
I didn't need one. That's the
right. So, what do you think about the 4?
when I went
Can we
through,
use that information? Are these all preps for these horses off the long layoff? The horse ran really well, all things considered. But why would you take such a short price on the 4 coming off that long layoff? I don't see it.
Yeah, but it was so hard to toss it to just,
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I use the horse on my tickets, but why would this horse be as short as the 3 who has recency, or as short as the 2 who, is coming off a freshening, a layoff, but dropping in class and only a 2-month layoff? Why would you use a horse off a year layoff at that short of a price?
What I thought the 3, 4, and 6 would probably end up being all around the same price at 3-1. But I'm a little surprised. I know the 2's getting more money off of this 8 right now. And I am using it, but I thought the next race, if you said you can only pick 3, it'd be 3, 4, 6. And I thought all 3 of them would be about the same. And I get why it is a long
No,
break.
but I'm asking you, Ciaran, if someone gave you $1,000 and said your life, your life depends on betting this race and it's a free. Are you betting $1,000 on the 4 at 5-2? Like, why is this horse 5-2? What makes this horse 5-2? Are there great workouts? I mean, that was a dirt race last time. The horse is coming off a long layoff, 2 back on the turf. The horse was 8-1. So and came too little, too late. What am I missing? I guess that's what am I missing?
Well, I'll read you what I wrote in.
Yeah, please.
In the I already forgot what the anomaly. I already forgot what I called my article. So I wrote here: Harif O'Neill drops in class, second off the claim from this.
No. I'm talking about the 4 in the next leg.
No, but this I kind of keyed them both together, and I said.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So
go ahead.
Same level, risk for a tag, money run, slight edge as the top play. Then I went to the 4, fresh for corner. The trainer's 30% in maiden claimers for a profit. So when he goes into these kinds of races, he does really well. And then comes the but. Last race was a year ago. Would be the top play if not off the bench. So that's where I left it at that. And then for the 6, I kind of talked about it later. You know, it is.
You're still not answering my question here.
Why
is this horse 5-2? Explain this to me.
I don't know. Someone knows something.
But no, what do you think the horse should be? You're very good at predicting morning lines.
I thought the 3 and the 4 should vie for. I thought they'd be around 3-1, and the 6 would be like.
That's what I'm asking.
6 would be like 7-2 is what I thought it would end up being.
So you think okay? That's your concept of what the public is going to bet. Now let me ask you. Let's say the 4 was your top choice in the race and you had win money to place on the horse. What price do you think is good value on that horse? Would you bet the horse at 5-2 or would you need 5-1?
7-2, I'd bet the horse.
You would, okay.
Not at 5-2. No, not for win money. No, absolutely. At 5-2, I might go, you know what? I'll take my 10%. I'll do it for a show.
Okay, right. Just preserve your bankroll or something like that.
Yes, but at 5-2, no. 7-2, yes, I'd take a swing at it. But then
if you were making the morning line, you said that you thought the 3 would be slightly favored over the 4, and then the 2 would also be kind of right there, right?
Yes, and the 6, yes.
And the okay, wow, yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out because I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not saying that horse can't win, but I would never bet that horse at 5-2. Never in a million years. Never in a million, never in a million, never in a million.
And I looked at the 7, Holly Go Quickly, but this tandem's 0 for 9, Giroux for McCarthy. So that kind of made it hard. And
I looked at all of them. You said this was the toughest race of the sequence, and I agree with you.
And then number 5, Ghostess. I mean, Kimura is hot today, so I mean, there's an argument to be made for that one. When he hops on for Yak Teen, they're in the money 60% of the time. They win almost a third of the time. And I mean, you got a huge jockey upgrade from who this horse has had, So yeah, if the chalks go down, it could really be anyone's. And what did you end up doing in your bet, Frank? What's your pick 3 look like?
First off, DTL crew, if you guys have any opinion on this race, I am with Ciaran. I think it's very difficult. I have every horse, Ciaran, but my A's are the 5, the 1, and the 6. So I have action going through the 5, 1, and 6 on 2 tickets. But to your point, I can't separate. So I went with price horses. But I have 2, 3, 4. I have the rest of the field as a backup. I have all of those short price horses as backups.
Tough race. I mean, if the chalk doesn't win, yes, tough race.
Well, no. I mean, who is actually going to be the chalk? Because you said like the 3 is $14, the 2 is $17, the 4 is $15. Like nobody really knows.
Yeah, going forward, we're still looking at. I mean, it's actually kind of drifted up a little. The 3 is now 14, the 4 is 15. The 2
the 4 is coming down a little bit.
What's interesting to me though is the 6 paying 47. I thought the 6 would have been down around the same prices as these guys. The the Paula horse.
Yeah, the 6 is kind of dead on the board, right? Because I have the 6
Yes.
as an A, and that's the Paula Capestro horse that you talked about.
But actually, I'm looking at the pick 3, Frank. The 5 is the favorite at $22. So let's look. The 5
Go. Oh, no,
the 5 into the 2 is the lowest pay in the next race at $22, Frank. Oh, actually, yeah, for the 5. The horses on the 5.
Right. If we're using the 5 as a barometer, it's the 2 at 21, the 3 at 30. So it's the same 3 horses, but the 2 is favored.
Correct. Yes. And
No, it's a really, really tough race, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I could only use 2 horses in this race between the 2, 3, and 4, I would chuck the 4, because at least the 2 and the 3 have recency. That's why I'm getting all worked up, because sometimes when I don't understand things, I get frustrated.
And you know what, Frank? It might come to when we actually get to that race and we see what the will pays and the probables out of it. Maybe we do a community pick 3 where we do all in this first leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I have all, but not all on the same ticket.
Yeah.
So look now. Oh, at one point before they just changed it, they were all $16, the 2, 3, and 4. So nobody knows how to separate those horses. Let me ask you, Ciaran, if you had to separate those horses, I think you said you thought the 3 was the best of the bunch, but only by a little. But how would you rank those, the 2, 3, and 4, in order of rank?
I ranked it. What did I rank it? I ranked it 3, 4, 6, 2.
3, 4. Okay, so you like the 2 the least of that bunch.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I mean maybe I'm wrong and that horse wins by a million, but I don't see much of a separation between that horse's ability and everybody else in the field, and that horse is coming off like a year layoff.
And then, I mean, for the 2 to give it I said it's dropping in class, has been 1 length from victory the last 3 races, has the top early, mid, and late speed. So you like that kind of flexibility.
But you like that horse the least. That's their 4th choice.
I know, but I like the other ones a little bit more, but I'm trying to give people, and, first race since October, bullet work. And I'm trying to see why I ended up.
Yeah, why did you poo-poo that horse?
I'm trying to see right now. There's probably some other reason. Let me pull up.
Because of the Bs that you just mentioned, my Bs, I like the 2 the best of the. I went 5, 1, 6, 2, 3, 7, 4. That's my order. I have the 4, the last of the Bs.
Well, I think the reason I ended up, even though it's dropping in class, Pipey is only 6% for a fat loss at that distance. Dropping, he's only 7% for an even bigger loss. Off 2 to 6 months, he's also.
But he's good off that layoff.
The only positive were that bullet work, but it also could have been some claim bait, and his stats were just poor enough to make me make it. It's the 4th choice, but there was enough reasons for me not to totally toss it out.
Right, good enough to make 4th choice, but bad enough to make it the 4th choice. No, I'm with you, Ciaran. I think it's impossible to separate a lot of these horses, which is why I went with some fuzzy ones. But essentially, I have every horse in the race in some combination on my tickets. If someone has a super strong opinion to start off that late pick 3, please let us know. Stephen D is going to start with the 3 and the 7. So he's on your Angelica Bay, who I also think is a big shot. And he likes Holly Go Quickly, too. Again, why not? They're all the same horse to me.
I mean, it's one of those things. If the 4 wins that race, we're going to start off with a chalk that everyone's going to have, the big money guys are going to have. It's the kind of race where you're hoping that there's a little bit of chaos in that race so that people will come back and fire at the double, and we'll see juice in that pool.
I think people will, because look, for a second there, the 8 to the 3 and the 8 to the 4 were both 1660. Same exact price in the double, and the 2 is 18. So I find this very interesting in races where no one has a super strong opinion.
Someone does. Ish. So that next race too, Frank, it's been raced 20 times.
Yeah.
40% of the winners have been 5-1 or more.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But not crazy prices. They're all between 5-1 and 10-1.
Well, right, and those horses will all be around that price because they're all the same horse. All right, they're loading it to the gate. Ciaran, good luck closing out your pick 5. Right? Who do we need to root for? Oh no, you hit your pick 5.
Pick 5's already. I already
Yeah, you
chopped
already hit
it
your
up.
pick 5. So
I mean, I only spent. I think I can't remember what I spent on it, but
all right, well let's go. Let's watch the race. We'll come back. Good luck, everybody.
wowzers. I just took a quick peek, Frank, at what the probable was using the 9 in that race.
Okay.
The 2 was the lowest one by far at $180. The 4, $213. The 3 at $242. So that was 2 horses we saw in that race were paying the lowest to the 2, which is interesting.
I'm not following. Talking about the 9 here?
Yeah, like the 9 to the 2 was the lowest payout. Like it wasn't 9 to the 8 or 9 to something else. Like that price is paying the lowest to the 2 in the upcoming leg.
Oh, of the 3 horses we were talking about, the 2, 3, or 4, the 2 took a lot more money than the other ones. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what the will pays and on the pick 3 and whatnot, if that's similarly low.
This is fascinating because even if you look at let's say you look beyond the 2, 3, and 4, and you look at the rest of the field. I'm looking at the probables. Again, no one has opinion on the secondary contenders. The 164, the 564, the 652, and the 753. This is such a weird race. I am fascinated to see what, like you said, Ciaran, the will pays, and then what the tote says. So who was this horse? Did you consider this horse at all?
I always, after that first show where we had Rob on, and afterwards I talked to him quite a bit as we were throwing down drinks in the Eddie Logan suite. I used to always be an automatic toss for me, like the nighttime rate, the Los Al horses. But we had such a long and good conversation, that Saturday after the show was over, that I try to take a long look because, I've been hanging out with Rob. I could see him saying he might have had this horse. And I did actually look at it, but I found enough reasons not to use it. And it wasn't a race that I was betting anyway, but I might have landed on it just with having Radar Rob on my shoulder going,
Right, yeah.
speed number
Right,
here.
if he gave you a little push on the horse,
Yes.
you would have used the horse.
But it wasn't in a sequence I was betting, so I kind of was an easy get out of race.
Well, our man Jay, he likes a couple of these low Al. He's liked a few of these Los Al horses before. I don't think he had anything on this one. My thing with the Los Al, those 1,000-yard races, I like to look at that final time in Formulator, and I usually like to see 52 and change. But this was such a cheap level that this horse was 53 and change, and maybe you could have made a case for the horse, but I didn't look at it.
I will
Didn't
say,
get it.
I just pulled up. I was like, let me look and see if Brisnet, had anything about it, and it actually had this horse as the third choice, and
Really?
it had it as the top last race speed. So
Is that the power number, like the power ranking thing?
yeah, so it wasn't that crazy, if you know what I mean. If you were just strictly going off that figure, and
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying we might have looked at, we probably wouldn't, but if this was in the sequence, perhaps we would have looked at it a little bit closer. I don't know. I didn't pay the race as much attention because I didn't have to.
See, this is, and Ciaran, I know I give you a lot of stick, but you are 100% right. You should be running a racetrack. Why is this a dead race?
Yeah.
This is we're doing a live show, and the only reason we talk about this race is to inform us about the start of the late pick 3. We should have action on this race. We should be doing a middle leg $5 double, turf dirt, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
I gave them the name for it. We got the
turf
surf and dirt.
Surf and dirt.
Surf us up or surf and dirt.
No, turf and dirt.
Oh, turf and dirt, yes.
There's no surf in Pasadena.
I know. Sorry, I started cracking the Guinness. It is March, so I'm back on the Guinness again.
You're just starting now?
I got a soccer game later. I got to pace myself. I got 6 hours.
You
8
guys
hours.
Uber over there. I mean, come on, jeez. It's Ciaran's world. We just live in it. Let me look at the
All right, we've got the Will Pays live now. If you want to see.
Yeah, hold on one second though. I want to put the results of race 6 in the chat. Can you tell me the order of finish for race 6?
Race 6 was 9-8-6-2.
9-8-6. For our Chilean and Venezuelan friends, that is the official result. 9-8-6-2 order of finish.
Yeah, this is very interesting, Frank. On the Will Pays, on the pick 3, the 2 is dominant. 232. Then we go to 327 for the 4, 373 for the 3. On the double, the 2 is 180, the 4 is 213, and the 3 is 242. So the 2 got some of that money of people betting against the chalks going into this race.
Yeah,
Right
which
now it's
is
sitting
kind
at
of
92.
interesting. Huh?
And now it's sitting at it just dropped to 7-2. $12 got bet.
Yeah, we'll look in a second. I just want to mention the big race at Frank Lawn Park, the Rebel, because a lot of people are invested in it on this show. I didn't look at it. I'm going to analyze it after, but I just wanted to mention to you, Ciaran, because when we did I think it was the Southwest analysis, you loved Litmus Test, the Baffert horse.
Yeah. Yes.
And this is where that horse shows up today. Jay, who do you like in the Rebel? Anybody else like someone in the Rebel just for Derby futures and rooting interest? Ciaran, did you look at the race at all? Any opinion?
I did not look at the race at all.
I love it. Neither did I, because we're all about Santa
Or
Anita.
Santa Anita. I don't need to messing around with other tracks.
All right, yes, you're right. You say, shut up, Frank.
I want my low takeout home court advantage here. Come on.
See, that's why I'm in the power forward chair today, and Ciaran's running point.
Oh, before we get started, Frank, we lost the transmission earlier. I guess our guy on the scene is back.
He's back?
Yes, I guess he's. Hang on, let me see.
About that, guys. Mark Gelding back live at Santa Anita. Somehow I connected to Chappie's internet and lost the signal. Frank has just used the phrase "the Matrix." I asked what the Matrix was. Frank said he couldn't reveal that. I asked Ciaran. Ciaran said there is no spoon. I am drinking another beer now. Check in with me for the last race. Mark Gelding, Double Trouble Live intern reporter who works for beer. I really need a new job.
Yikes. Well, we're hiring. If anyone's interested, well, if you work for beer, let us know.
I love Ciaran so much because deep down in his subconscious, he gives me so much credit for what I do and the Matrix. He thinks the Matrix is some esoteric, high-level, secret society kind of thing. Dude, it's horse numbers in an Excel spreadsheet. I just revealed the secret of the Matrix. I'm like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. I'm just a guy. The Matrix is just an Excel file.
Everyone knows this because we actually had a short video regarding that. Where's that short video? We had a video about that where it's essentially you throwing darts. Where was I? I'll find it later.
No, it's not me throwing darts, but it's definitely not me throwing darts. But all it is the way I present my picks. That's it. Simple.
All right. What are we doing here, Frank?
Video?
I guess we gotta jump in. I'll find it right now. Hang on.
All right, while you're finding it, let me run through real quick. Brian Garrett said Violence Sire wins for a quarter horse. Yeah, that's wild. Cost $30,000 this filly. Jesus Oranga is having a very, very good meet. And hats off to Adrian Escobedo. He rides a lot for Ryan Hansen. Good, aggressive jockey. If you have a speed horse, put him on that horse. Very under the radar. And one more comment before you do the video. Jay has the 2 and the 4 as A's here in the Rebel. He also has the 3, 6, and 10. All right, well, good luck to anyone who's playing this Derby prep. We'll take a break to watch the race, but we're going to keep talking about this late pick 3. All right, Ciaran, tell me, what are we doing?
Well, I found that video.
I've developed a system.
You're in charge.
It factors in speed figures, track bias, jockey stats, and whether I had a good breakfast. So, throw a dart.
That is really good. I love that you think the Matrix is about how I handicap. It is nothing.
Did you have a good
breakfast?
breakfast?
Name for grid.
Well, the viewers want to know, did you have a good breakfast? Can they rely on the Matrix today?
Who said that?
It said it in the video. It's part of your Matrix's speed figures and if you had a good breakfast. He didn't even watch his own video.
Oh, no, I did. I missed that part. But right. Play it again.
All right, and then we gotta get to business.
I've developed a system. It factors in speed figures, track bias, jockey stats, and whether I had a good breakfast. So, throw a dart.
See, that's sneaky by me because I don't eat breakfast because I'm never up in time for breakfast.
Well, breakfast for dinner.
Actually, I did have breakfast. Terry made a really good omelet for me, and this is the best breakfast for Sunday service.
Well,
Bloody Mary breakfast.
So in race 8, I think we would both agree that that number 7, the Carly Gaines horse, Miss Practical, is going to be what we think is going to be the chalk, and we could probably look at what the probables are into that one to see if we're seeing any sneaky money. I mean,
she's a potential single. I did not single her, but if someone wanted to be affordable ticket, I think she's pretty solid.
I mean, one of my tickets, I spread a little bit, but one of my tickets was, a single with that horse, and I could not argue with you, talk you off doing it because it's a pretty nice single to do. My notes, I usually don't say this a lot, top everything in the race. Barrios has won ridden all 5 races, 1 win, 3 seconds, and this was one of these things, you'll hear me talk about it sometimes. Sometimes a fresh face is all you need on a horse. And then the bullet 46-second work, logical single. And I did spread on other tickets, but if you said you can only pick one horse, I'd be like, sweet. I actually have a horse I would not mind singling, and that's it.
I agree with you, Ciaran. The only reason I didn't single her is because I had another single. If I liked more horses in that last race, I wouldn't have been able to afford my ticket using 3 horses in this race, so I absolutely would have singled Miss Practical. And I probably should come back and play a ticket just singling her, but we have time. I can wait for that. Actually, no, we don't. Well, we have 15 minutes. I could go all single, and I could go all single, actually. I might do that. What do you think of the last? Oh, you like the other Glatt in the last race?
I mean, I do have I have both Glatts. I mean, I actually gave a slight upgrade to the 7, believe it or not, the Phil horse. And even though I said pressure for Phil, who is I mean, I can't remember the last time, Frank, I've seen a 9% win rate for Phil D'Amato. And I actually kind of commented it on when I did a write-up yesterday. I mean, it wasn't one we gave out here, but this has been an interesting meet. I don't think I ever remember a meet where I've seen so many top trainers for a bunch of races across multiple different categories. You know what I mean? Usually you'll see like 1 or 2 guys just cold and everything, but there's been so many trainers that are for everything across multiple. I mean, top guys like Sadler, I think, is for 32. You know,
yeah, but he screwed me in the nightcap yesterday.
I mean, it's just.
Did you have that horse yesterday?
I did.
In the last race, you had that Sadler horse?
Yes, I did.
I don't think so. You had Kinsley's Charm or whatever.
Well, that was my long shot, but I had man, that looked great. I was like, I had a Wise Guy one, but then it kind of faded. I wish that is from that race yesterday. That's what a horse, if it cut back and gets a different jockey. I mean, the early money, that was 7-5. I was like, ooh, I'm looking good at that pay. Anyway.
Yeah, ran second though. Yeah. I don't think you had that. I don't think you had the winner of the nightcap because I read your column for the first time ever.
Which I'll have to look and see again because I'm always
the Sadler horse in that turf race, who was like I paid $18. Rebel something. It was Sadler and Ayuso, or as you would say, AA. Sadler for AA. JJ hopped off. KK was on this one.
What about ZZ? Papa. ZZ top on it?
ZZ. But anyway, my point was we've been off Sadler for a while.
Yeah, I mean.
But he came back to bite us in the butt yesterday with the nightcap winner who paid $18.
So, looking forward, going back to what we were saying, we're assuming the 7 is going to be the chalk in the next leg. So I'm looking for the
heavy chalk, right? I think heavy.
Yeah, he should be. So what's interesting though, Frank, these are still. Oh, I'm looking at the exact. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So the chalk double into the next race, Frank, is 2 to the 7, $12. Next is 3 to the 7, 19. 4 to the 7, 34. 5 to the 7, 44, 6, 49, 7, 56. So I'm trying to look around and see if I'm seeing any other sneaky money. The 3 to the 3 in the next leg is paying 26. That's the 3 to the 9 is paying 27. 2 to the 9 is 27. Who's that 9 in the next leg? Oh, Thirsty Trickster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the optics, EQ, imputed double odds, and yeah, Miss Practical number 7 in the next race is 8 to 5, pretty heavily bet, and just the second choice would be the 9, Ciaran. Does that jibe with what you just saw?
Yes.
Okay, and then the third choice would be the 3
4,
Clubhouse Bride.
I will say the 4 is not getting as much play, but we kind of probably everyone's thinking the same way we were thinking.
In the next race?
4 to the 7 is 34. That's one of the higher payouts. You know, it's all about the 7-9.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't understand why Fireband was 5 to 2 on the morning line. I think 7 to 1 is a little high. I probably would have made the horse 9 to 2 or 5 to 1. We'll see if the money comes in. But I know you already went over this again, but let's do it one more time because it's very important. You said the 2 actually was favored pretty decently in the will pays, right?
Yes, like substantially. Like that's. I mean, it's starting to come down a little now. I actually, based on those.
No, in the will pays.
The will pays. Like based on what the will pays are, I could see the 2 getting late money, Frank.
Oh, you're talking about the odds board? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But so here's this: you have to be happy with the money that came in on the 3.
Yes.
9 to 5.
Correct.
So it's so weird. It's like all
And
three
when we
of them.
watched Kurt's show this morning on on the Quigley show, he essentially said the 3 is a single.
In this race, really?
Yes. So
The problem I had with the 3 and some of the other horses in here who are obvious, I'm really concerned about the pace. There is no pace in this race. And I mean, this horse was a million miles back in a 9 furlong race.
and I think that's what he had said as well. They were worried about the pace. So yeah, I mean, I that's always an issue when you got horses that need that pace when you don't have it show up. Some horses to be just like, I'm just out for an exercise run. I'm not doing the work now. Screw you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I thought it was hard to separate the short-priced horses, and I was more interested in finding some fuzzy ones. So let me throw out my A's here, Ciaran, and see if I can get your opinion. Because while I have those horses that we talked about, I have them on my B ticket. My A's in this race is the one. Isn't she Loverly? I thought she had a big shot. I thought the 5, that's my sneaky play because of her tactical speed.
Yep.
And then I liked your 6, Global Consort.
Yeah.
I mean,
I had notes on the one.
One of the 5? Did you X them? Like, do you have any notes?
I had notes for the one. Isn't she lovely?
Okay.
Victor Espinosa for Powell drops in class. Second time Lasix, blinkers on.
I'm telling you right now, Victor Espinosa does not like getting stuck down at the rail.
No, he will pull out. Yes.
He's with the blinkers on. He's going to go guns blazing. And actually, in this race, I think that's the right move because there's no
he might be the rabbit.
There's
That's
no
true.
speed, right?
And I do have that one on a backup ticket, Frank. So on my backup ticket for my pick 3, I've got 5-1-2 with 3-4-6-2 with 2 is my. So I've got my other prices going forward.
And tell me a little bit. Do you have anything on the 5?
On the 5, what I essentially just wrote Kimura for Yak Team, drops in class. Even though I talk smack about him, he's on a heater. These guys are, whenever Kimura gets on for Yak Team, you have to pay attention. They're a profitable tandem. They're in the money almost 70% of the time. They win almost 30% of the time. When he calls Kimura, and this is the first time he's riding this horse, you have to pay attention.
You have to pay attention, but you have to bet the horse.
Well, that's essentially what I mean by you have to pay attention.
No, I know, but I mean,
And when I was looking at the Brisnet numbers, if Fireband does not go early, the second top early speed horse is number 1. Isn't she lovely? So along your point, Victor's probably just going to go from the rail, and then the jockey change I think might be key for Ghostus. I mean, the numbers, it was pretty bad last out, but you can kind of discount that. Fireband though, wow, from 5-2 morning line to 7-1 is.
That's what I mean. That's why I was going.
The biggest.
I apologize. I was going so nuts about that horse, but
the biggest shocker.
When I don't understand something, I get frustrated. Why was that horse 5-2 on the morning line?
The biggest shocker to me, though, Frank, is Global Consort going off at 9-1. That's
completely dead at everything, right?
Yeah, it's dead across the board, which is very, very surprising. And I mean,
all right. You make your case for the 6, and then I'll make my case because we both like the 6. I have the 6 as an A.
Demora for Paula drops in class. She wins on prices, but she's 0 for 23 at this distance on turf. Positives. Bullet works.
Wait. Carla Gaines is 0 for 20 going a mile on turf?
Yes.
That's a weird stat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Capestro? Really?
Yeah.
Capestro. Yeah. Okay. That's a very specific stat. I like that.
Yeah. Bullet work. And then I went stats. Almost a top play. Slight. And I even put the slight in capitals, Frank. Slight edge to the number 3 and the number 4. So if this horse stays over at this price, like if this horse is this high when we get to the 2-minute, 1-minute mark, I'm going to have to do a double or a win bet on it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to do a win bet. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. This horse has good races against tougher company.
And I mean, put it like this, Frank. On my
He doesn't let me say why I like the horse. But go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say on my top ticket. That's part of my top ticket, the 3-4-6.
No, I know it is. That's why I wanted to talk about the horse, because I'm 5-1-6.
Yeah.
So I think she's 0 for 9, but she has plenty of excuses. What I really like, though, is she came off the bench last time. She had a horrible post. DeMoro tried to send her. She showed speed. She got tired. She was only beaten 4 lengths. I mean, I know she lost some of these, but that was also probably a prep race, right? So now the horse is cutting back. DeMoro sticks around, which I think is significant. And there's not a lot of pace in this race. So I could see him getting her out nice and easy and create some separation from the rest of the field, and the horse will be super fit based off that last race. So I'm with you, Ciaran. I think that horse absolutely has a shot, and I'm shocked that no one's betting her to win.
And then the other thing, if you look at like the workouts, they had a bullet 48-second work. And, you know, when I say bullet works, I'll go back and I'll see when a horse had a bullet work and how it acted out of that race, you know, or in that race, to see if it actually means anything. And the horse had a bullet work before that last October race where they lost by a head, going 1 mile and 1/8. So I was like, all right, well, maybe the horse is, you know, back on track again.
Yeah, I mean, look, here, all these horses are basically the same to me. Like, seriously. That's why I was so confused that of all the horses who look exactly the same, why the morning line on Firebrand was 5-2, because that one, she's coming off a long layoff. The one is dropping in class for Leonard Powell, moving from the John Sheriff's barn. God bless, R.I.P. John Sheriff's. Leonard Powell knows the value of a horse. This horse was not competitive against maiden special weights, but that's okay. He puts Victor on. Look at Victor. He's making the most of his mounts. 24%.
Oh, yeah.
Powell said, blinkers on, dropping in class. When that horse will go hard from the rail, and we've seen it with the rails out here on the turf course has played pretty good to forwardly placed horses, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not that you can't close, but you have to be really good and time it perfectly because the speed isn't really backing up.
No, the jockey has to be feeling it and timing his horse perfectly.
All right, we got 2 minutes, but they're like, I don't know, they're just getting onto the turf course. They're doing the Scatoni Thornton shuffle.
Yeah, they need more money in the
pool up. Yesterday's pools were off the chain. I mean, both of them were over 200,000.
Yep.
The all turf was about 65,000. I think maybe because it looked a little chalky, it didn't turn out chalky, but also because we didn't do a show, Ciaran.
Yep, show's all about it.
We didn't do a show.
Got to fire away.
We didn't do a show. I'm looking at the numbers right now. There's another live show going on, and and it was about the Rebel, which is a huge race. 4 Twin Spires. And DTL crew, we love you because you're with us. You're all about Santa Anita. This is where the numbers are at. DTL crew in the house. All right, Ciaran, can you put our tickets up one more time? Because I don't even know what's going on here.
All right, pick 3, right?
Yep.
Let me find yours. There's yours.
516, 2374. And then I also have an all ticket singling Miss Practical and my 8 in the last leg. And you, Ciaran, 346, 34. No, I'm sorry, middle leg. No, start 346. So you have a ticket with the 4 singles. Really?
Yeah.
You talked about Angelica Bay the whole time.
But I mean, I still used it. And this is part of the handcuffing. If you look at my all turf, Frank.
Yeah.
My single is the 3 in here, but I'm also got 4632, 462. So
all right, we'll revisit that, Ciaran, because that's a good strategy thing. They're in the gate. Good luck, everybody. That was your top pick. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Which is why I was so confused that you had the 4 more times than the 3 after we talked about it. But it doesn't matter. A win is a win. We're all alive on everything.
Because it was one of those things we kind of talked about, but we ran out of time. My higher all turf.
That's right.
Had you know what I mean? Had the 3 single and spread, but then my backup ticket had the 2. So it was one of those things. I handcuffed both my bets.
Understood.
And I was glad I didn't look. I mean, I was like, oh, the 2 looks really, really good. But then, I mean, great ride by Hara there. I mean, had trouble and still was able to get through.
I think you need to play the Quigley comment, because the reason you pushed this horse even more is Tom Knust said single it. Remember you said.
Yeah.
That was a good race though. Fireband ran really well.
Oh yeah.
And my Ghostess ran really well.
This is why
this horse looks best. Quigley has spoken.
I don't know if Quigley tweeted that horse, but he had Tom Knust, the jockey agent,
and he said single.
Jaramillo on the seminar. Ciaran watched it, brought it up on the show, because we were all confused. What do we do? He said, well, Angelica Bay, got the push from the jock agent single. I would have been sweating that single, I'll tell you right now.
I was a little bit when the horse looked like it was going to fade and then had some issues, and I was like, Ghostess looked like it was going to be the one that swooped.
I know, but a horrible ride. Like, why? Right. The 2 ran really well. It's funny, the 3 horses, Ciaran, that were taking
the money,
the same amount of money in the doubles.
Yep, and they were, the top 3 horses.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I would bet Holly Go Likely back next time.
Oh,
I thought she was going to inhale all of them. And then she just flattened out. It was crazy, like weird.
I mean, I'm glad we babbled as long as we did, because I saved win money on the 6. Because wow, nowhere. I forgot to bet it.
And my 1. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look at the break again, but I'm shocked that the 1 was as far back, because the winners all came from the top flight. You had to be forwardly placed in that race. So hats off to all the jockeys in there, because I'm looking at those contenders and going, they're all deep closers. But they were very aggressive.
Yeah.
And great info, Ciaran, from our man TQ and Tom Knust.
I mean, always
he was confident in singling that horse. Like, oh man, and that was a tough race.
And what's crazy is, Frank, I'd singled that horse when I did the write-up 2 days ago. And then I saw the show today, and I was like, "Oh, that's really good info." So I didn't have to pivot at all. That's where I was thinking it was going to go.
I knew that horse was your top pick, and that's why I was confused that you had the 4 in your late pick 3 more than the 3. But now I understand, because your all turf is more so handcuffing the bets, trying to balance your opinions. It's not easy.
Oh,
so
no.
Like we talked about before, like some horse players still play them separately. I understand that. It's taken us a while to kind of figure it out, right?
And I mean, like you were saying, well, why didn't you bet that one? Well, like I got it more times on my other all turf, and then now I've got extra coverage, and I got extra bonus horses here. But if I get out of this leg, I'm alive to a lot of horses now in the last leg.
And I'll tell you right now, Ciaran, I thought the 4 ran way better than I expected, because around the turn, that horse was in an all-out drive and was not really responding. And then somehow when the horse leveled out in the stretch, Freystu got the horse to re-engage. If that horse wasn't coming off a year layoff, that horse would have won.
I mean, I will say, I'm hoping we get Freshu on Go Phoenix. I think Freshu is looking like he's starting to get back to where he was before he hurt his foot. And he
had a broken toe.
Like him and Rispoli as well, the injury at the wrong time, right when your clock is perfect in your head and you're riding really good and you get injured. Same thing for Freshu. He was on a heater and then got injured. Now he's back. I mean, he was back and had the rail on the hill and almost won. So, I mean, sometimes you think these jockeys will get in their own head. Oh, this is where I got injured last time. The pros are like, whatever. It's another race. All right, we've
talked about this before, Ciaran. It's a pretty good jockey colony out here.
Oh.
pretty good, very competitive. I know, JJ is I'm not going to say a standout, but he's the most prominent one. But he's got other guys. Like, if Rispoli didn't get hurt, Frezu was hurt for a while. We had Harrick come out. I know we were not. Del Cid from Delta Downs was out here. If he sticks around, I'd like to see him succeed.
Yeah. So Frank, early money that came in here came in on 2 horses. When we knew it was going to come in on the 7, the other horse that got all the early money and actually got more early money, the number 3, the other Hara horse for one of my favorite trainers who needs to heat up, the Andy Mathis horse, Clubhouse Bride, got a lot of early money. And
I have that horse as an A.
And I'm looking at the will pays right now, Frank. On the pick 3, I mean, it's going to be crazy money. The favorite on the pick 3 is the 7 at 327. Then we go to the 9 at 421 and the 3 at 759. And then it starts getting, a lot crazier. But on the double, right now on the double, the 7 is paying $19.60. We figured that as much. The 9 is $25.60, which is actually surprisingly close. And then the 3 at $38.60. I mean, it's essentially saying it's 7, and maybe the 3 or the 9 are going to beat the 7, looking at the betting. And the will pays.
I'm going to refresh my screen. I was just putting up the order of finish for race 7. What does the tote look like? Any funny things in the win pool?
I mean, the 3 got hammered. I mean, that 5-1 morning line seemed a little generous, and it got the barn money came in right off the jump on the 3. That was the
7's 3-2. I expected the 7 to. I mean, we both said the 7s should be pretty.
I think the 7, if the 7 should be 3 or 4 to 5-1, but we'll see.
But the 9 has money in the double and the pick 3, like you said.
Yeah.
And so does that Andy Mathis horse. So the Mathis horse is the sneaky one, but not sneaky to us, right? We both thought that 5-1 morning line
and then,
was pretty inaccurate.
Huge jockey upgrade, and it's probably getting a lot more money because people are starting to see what's been happening lately at Santa Anita. We've got a lot of jockeys who are winning 2 or 3 a day. You know what I mean? And
yeah, isn't that funny? It's very streaky.
So, I mean, it's been a while since that used to be the case back in the day, Frank. Remember, you could just jump on a hot jockey.
Yeah, it was ride a jockey.
But then it ended up being you have 9 races and 9 different jockeys. We've kind of
Pratt, Bejarano, or Hernandez would win 8 of them, and then it was like roulette for the last one.
But it seems that this meet we've started to see a lot more streaks than we have in the past. So, and the public is pretty smart. When they see a streak, they're like, "Oh, well, that jockey won 2 races already. I'm going to jump on him." I thought Thirsty Trickster. Tiago lands here off a win last out for Mullins, who's winning everything, and Bullet works. So I'm not surprised that it's getting money.
Yeah. We have 20 minutes. If you don't mind, I think we should look at our tickets,
All right.
what we're alive to, what we need, because we got to do a community double here, and I want to know as much information as possible.
All right,
Let's start with you, Ciaran. Let's start with you in the all turf.
Okay.
Which I know you're 2 for 2, but how many times, what tickets, etc.
I've got it 2 times to 6 horses in the last race.
No. Who do you have here? Who are you alive to here? Oh,
it's not the all turf here.
Right. You're right. Give me the all turf in the last race.
Last race, I've got 6 horses on the higher ticket. I got 2, 7, 8, 1, 5, 6.
Okay. 8.
And then
that might determine, if you want to hedge in a double or something.
And then
on your late pick 3, who do you have here?
And on my late pick 3,
who are you alive to here? After leg 1,
I'm alive to 3, 7, 8, 9. I've got a single ticket with the 7, and that's it. The other ticket's dead.
Okay, so you're really, really spready. So in my all turf, if you don't mind putting that up, who am I alive to in the last race?
You're single 8. You're all about the 8. So we can
both
win.
Yeah, don't even look at anything else. The only thing I have is the 8. All right, well, that makes the picture a lot clearer. Let's put up your double play and let's start talking some double action. DTL crew, you guys alive to anything? What have you got cooking? Who do you like?
So this was my planned double play. I mean, I could have pressed it a little bit more, but I'm all about the 7. Then I'm kind of spreading with the 6, and then I figured that I'm going to get prices on the 1, 2, and 3, and 2 was my other horse in the last, so that was like a value double bet, if you know what I mean. That only cost me $15.
Can you talk to me about that last race, because I know you like the 2 the best, and you also like my 8, but you have some other horses in there.
Yeah, my 4th. I mean, I went 2, 7, 8, 1, 5. I mean, I thought that morning
And
line
6.
chalk.
I thought you had 6 too.
Yeah, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean you have the whole field.
but I didn't. I don't think I used it on one ticket, but I'm gonna go down with. So the number
No,
one.
I know, but my point to you is, Ciaran, do you think that race is that competitive? Do you really need to use all those horses?
It was one of those races which was weird. 20%. Let me pull it up here so I can.
Yeah, because that's very curious to me. Because I thought you would just be like me and play both Glatz and maybe another horse.
So, I talk about a lot of times. There's some races where the chalks just always win, and you're gonna burn your money trying to beat a chalk in a race. And then there's some races where whatever the condition is of the race, historically it just throws out some crazy prices. And this last leg is one of them that I've not seen in a while. So the favorite wins 28% of the last race, Frank, okay? 20% of the time, it's 10 to 1 or more, not 5 to 1 or more.
Right. Right. So it's either it's logical or Turfway Park.
It's chalk or bomb. So
Yeah.
even though I like a couple of horses,
Okay.
I was like, and a couple of weeks ago, someone said, Ciaran, when you were at Del Mar, you used to handicap the card backwards. And I was like, you know what? I've gotten out of that habit. When we started doing the all turf, I started off in race 5 and was going forward. So I've now started handicapping the card backwards. And when I did this race, this is what I ended up writing about all the horses. Like the number 1, Fire Mountain, you got Tiago for Urton. They're 20%. Won the debut in November on dirt. Up in class. And Urton, when he does that, has a huge profit. Goes sprint to route. And then I went, nothing really jumps out aside from that. But you toss this trainer and this jockey on a price, and you might regret it. So I had to throw it in.
Okay.
Especially when I wrote that, a couple of days ago.
All right. Well, you want to talk community double here?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you my A's in this race and B's, and the same in the next. My A's here are 7, 9, 3, and I have the 5 as a B. And then in the nightcap, I only have that 1A as the 8. But to your point, my backup, my B's, which I did not play in any of the pick 3s, which is why I'm curious about the double, 2, 6, 7, 3, 5. So, like if it's not my 8, it's everybody.
So I essentially wrote about all the horses here. So I had in this race 8, Timekeeper's Charm, the 1. I was going to toss, but again, toss Nap at your peril, and this jockey and him win a lot.
Well, who are you interested in using here? Because you're also.
You mentioned the 5, and what's funny about that, I wrote down here, Bullet Work is the only standout thing, but at least the horse has a win here, and it's second off a long break. And sometimes,
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I had X'd on my own handicapping. I had X'd the 5, and then I always go back and I look at optics, and I get all the information from optics. And optics gave this horse a very, very strong push based on the plot and how good that March race was. I don't know if I agree or not, but I ended up upgrading that horse based on that.
Okay.
That March 25th race, for those who don't remember, when Golden Gate shut down, a lot of the horses came down here and were seeking their condition. And the racing office didn't really know what to do with them because they weren't sure where they fit, right? So they ran a lot of restricted races at various levels for horses or trainers based in Northern California. So that March 2nd race that's really, really good was a restricted race. Horse wins, comes back, and on paper that last race is horrendous. But
Oh,
I
it
can
was-
forget. Broke from the rail, broke last, like just throw it out. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why I went back and revisited this. I don't know if this horse is good enough or classy enough to win at this level, but if she repeats that March 2nd race, she has a shot, right?
Absolutely.
And the bullet worked, like you said.
I mean, I preferred the morning line. If I was to make an argument for us using a horse,
Yeah.
other than us going with the outside chalkety chalks, it would be between the number 3 Clubhouse Bride with the Andy Mathis horse,
Yeah.
or the number 9. I actually liked the number 8 Gold Currency.
Yeah.
Escobedo for
What you do with that
Hansen.
horse though? Off a long layoff, right?
Put it like this: when I handicapped this race, Frank, which is why I'm going to go back to it again and why I did it. When I first looked at it, I went Escobedo for Hansen, won the debut, has blistering speed.
Yep.
And
agreed.
I put, this is the danger horse to 7. Now, when I went back and revisited it, but when I went and looked at it again this morning, I was like, when I first looked at this race, I thought the 8 was going to be the danger to the dominant favorite in here. So I'll leave it
But
at that.
let's look at the tote because that horse took a lot of money in the debut. The word was out, right?
Correct.
So my whole thing was like, if this horse takes money, I would use the horse. But I'm a little concerned, A, the layoff, and B, that horse was getting very, very tired at 5.5 furlongs. This is 6 furlongs against winners. Completely different game. But I
will
agree with
say-
you. That was the horse that confused me the most.
It
But
is the
9-1
fourth,
dead on the board.
it's the 4th choice in the pick 3 and the 4th choice in the double.
But that doesn't surprise me that much because of the 9-2 morning line.
Yeah.
But look at the tote. 8-1.
8-1. I mean, there's not a whole lot of money. Yeah, no. I mean, we've got $60K win money, and it's all about the 7 at 17. The 3 is continuing to take a little bit of money. So I mean, it's all about the 9. 9's getting some money too.
Well, you have the 8 in your combinations and whatnot. Let me remember we decided that
We can't. Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah,
we're not going to do it based on that. So let's just win. Let's just
Yes.
win. So if you could pick one horse in this race that you're confident in going forward to the double, who would it be?
It would have to be the chalk, the 7. I mean,
I agree. And then
Sometimes-
who would your other horse be?
I would have to go with Clubhouse Bride, Andy Mathis horse.
Agreed. And then I think we have to use the 9. I mean, they're all kind of they're all taking money. They're all live. We like them all on paper. Even though we like some prices, those are our bets.
Yeah, and I know where we're going to go in the next leg. We're essentially we're going to use my single, the 2, and your single, the 8. I think that's probably where we're going to land.
But let's look at it again, though. Let's see. Because you mentioned some other horses there. Did you? No, you didn't mention anybody else, did you?
No, and I'm going to look and see. So right now, Frank, the $5 double,
Yes.
the 7 to my 2 is 88. The 7
good.
to your
That's really good.
The 7 to your 8 is 41.
Oh, big favor there. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The
But they're
9
not horrible, right?
No, the 9 to my 2 is 99. The 9 to your 8 is 34.
Wow, that's shorter than the 7.
The 3 to the the 7 to the 3. Oh, was 3 scratched in the next leg? Oh yeah, it is. What am I doing? The 3.
No, we're looking at 2-8 in the next
Yeah,
leg.
the 3 to the 2 in the next is 94, and the 3 to the 8 is 68.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I mean, your horse is the value horse in that leg. So, I don't want to throw out the 8, though. I mean, do you like the money's showing up on the 8? I know you like the 2 a little bit better, but was that more because of value, or do you really like the 2 better than the 8 on the square?
I mean, this was before the scratch happened, and O'Neill had that number 3, the
Right.
import in.
Who I thought had a shot.
And I'll write what this is why I ended up going with the 2. So I was like, Arusa rides for O'Neill. Irish horse, first race since May.
No, that's not the 2. That's the scratched horse.
No, the scratch horse. But this is why I ended up going with the 2 and giving it the Glatt. The other Glatt that I thought was going to be better was because Hara does not ride, and we've got Sharp Works. And I thought O'Neill's only 5% off the long braids. He's red hot. This is not his jockey. Lots of question marks. But the fact that Hara went to the 2, I'm upgrading that horse.
Right. Yeah. O'Neill is basically like, dude, he's like, I'm probably going to scratch anyway. Go to the horse you want to ride. Okay. So that's really good. That's good. I like that. So but I'm talking about on the square though, Ciaran, on the level. If you had to forget price, you could only pick the winner of this race. Do you like the 2 better than the 8 on the square? Like, or you because your ticket? I know you construct your tickets based on value.
I will say
the 2 is going to be better value than the 8.
I think it's better value, and I think the fact that the 2 won. Well, I mean, it was a year ago and it won under Kent, but I gave that the edge. I gave the edge because it was a winner last. Glatt back to his old ways. Made a call to this jockey. I mean, Kimura.
But they're both Glatt. They're both Glatt.
Yeah, I mean, Kimura is his other guy. And JJ had ridden it a couple of times before. It wasn't like Kimura was given.
I don't want to know your reason. I just want to know on the square.
2.
Okay.
Mysterious Husband.
That's exactly what I'm asking, and I think that horse is very good value because if it's not the 8, it's going to be the 2. Really, I don't like anybody else. I know I know you have coverage and you're spready because you had a good opinion, earlier on the card. But in our community double, is there anybody else you would want to use in that last race?
If I had to, I would say
no. Not if you had to. I'm asking you. Is there anyone we should use? Anyone else? Because I'm happy with 2-8.
I'm happy with 2-8, but if we look at the will pays when we get closer, and we just did like a straight up, what's the 7 to the 1 pay? Like we got 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta
7 to the 1 is paying $298, Frank, for $5.
Okay. So let's start with the ones we love here. So 237 to the 2. I think we probably play those for $10, 15. I think it's good value. What do you think?
Yeah. So what were you saying now? So
237 to the 2. If you look at the probables, if you don't mind, 237 to the 2. What's the lowest pay?
In this leg,
237 to 2.
You want the 24 to 1 horse?
No, in this leg, the 2, 3, and 7 to your 2 Mysterious Husband in the last. In the double, what's the lowest pay?
Yeah, but you're saying 2. 2 is Clubhouse Cutie at 5 to 1. You're saying.
Oh, I have the numbers wrong. I'm sorry. It's the other Clubhouse. It's 3, 7, 9.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Thank you for that. 3, 7, 9.
3 to the 2 is 105.
Okay.
7 to the 2 is 81. 9 to the 2 is 80. So you could do it 3 times.
$15.
Yes.
Okay. And then the lowest to the 8.
2.
Probably 30.
And what was that? The lowest?
3, 7, 9 to the 2, 8.
3 to the 8 is 75. 8. 3 to the 8. 7 to the 8 is 38. 9 to the 8 is 35.
Oof.
It's almost
we have
not.
to kind of whack those.
Yeah.
How about we just single the 7 here?
I'm okay with that.
You know what? No. Hold on. How about this? Because I think your 2 is very good value, and that's my second choice. Let's do 3, 7, 9 to the 2 for $15. Do you want to do it? Or you want me to do it?
You do the
half, and I'll do the other half.
All right, and then what's the next one? And then
Hold
you
on.
want to
So DTL crew, $15 late double.
3 minutes.
Yeah, we got it. 379 to the 2, which is your top pick, my second pick. 3 times 15, that's what? 40, 15, 45? What is that? Math guy, 15 times 3.
45.
Thank you. And then do you want to just do a 7 to my 8 and whack it for like $40?
$40.
I'm asking you. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, so 7 to the 8 right now.
So
Seven
$40 double.
Yeah, would be 8 times, and it's paying $38. We get like $300.
What do you think?
Yeah, why not? That covers both. You know what I mean?
And we both agree that 7 is the most likely winner here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're actually. What's funny is 6 to 5 is kind of value. I kind of thought it would be 3 or 4 to 5 to 1. So
I agree. I thought the horse would be odds on. I really did.
So you're getting, even on the doubles, you're getting a little bit better value than what you should probably.
All right, sorry for the late posting, but we had to work out the exercise here. We don't want to play combinations that aren't good value. We both think the 7-8, even at that short 30-something, is good value, and that's where we're going to have it multiple times.
Did you do the first one, Frank?
No. Which one do you? You do one, I'll do one. You tell me what you want to do.
I just did the second one, so I was just making sure I was doing the big
41.
one.
All right, so I got to do the first one. I was putting it up on. Can you read it out? 15.
$15 double. 379 with 2.
79 with 2. Yeah, sorry, I was typing. I was not placing, so I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
All right, we're in.
I gotta show this in the screen and then smack them. That's very nice, but we can only bet it when we're in Texas.
Wait, what is this? Can you read it? I can't. Let me see.
Sam Houston, 12% on all doubles. Yeah, very nice, but we can't bet it.
Pick 3. Yeah, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? I mean, ridiculous.
Texas being Texas.
Our game is so messed up, man.
Yeah. Whatever they can do to screw things.
You got a major company investing a gazillion dollars in tournaments, and I looked at one of the first tournament they ran today. Guess how many entries? 7.
And you know why there's the pivot to those kinds of tournaments? The VIG is huge. I mean, it's not as bad as the NHC ones, but yeah, when I look back at all that value I threw away.
No, yeah, I know. Express bet is the way to go.
Yeah.
Qualify for the big ones.
And the cash tournaments. That's where you get the angle.
But not the small ones. You don't play a $40 cash tournament because half your bankroll goes to the entry fee.
Yep.
All right, they're in the gate. Let's get I don't know. We have options here. 3, 7, 9 are the ones. All right. Good luck, everybody.
We almost talked about doing that one on a double, Frank.
We did.
Oh, yeah,
We
should have
did.
had that one. Oh, yeah.
I told you. I mean, I had that horse as an X, and I ended up making that horse a B only because of optics. And you brought it up. You're like, well, what about the 5? And like, I'm shocked. I'm not shocked at the 5 one,
I'm
but
shocked.
I am shocked that the other ones didn't even like.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Miss Practical, like, perfect spot the whole time. I expected her to level out and inhale everybody, and she just kind of idled and ran in place. I knew your gold currency was a brief thrill, but I think the layoff and the extra distance, got to her. Wow, that is 100% optics EQ. What did she go off at? I should have had a win bet on her.
What's crazy is, Frank, if I had used the 2 in my bets, I would have jumped off because of the jockey. And I think if Demora had been on the 2, the horse might have won. I mean, we're talking, we're splitting hairs here.
No, dude, you absolutely might be right. I'm shocked at how good the 2 ran. I had X the 2, but I did say she is a half to the chosen brawn. So there's hidden ability in there somewhere, right? I didn't expect her to run that well today. That's funny, Ciaran. I had written down the wrong numbers. Do you remember?
Yep.
And that was the 2. You're like, the 2? Clubhouse Cutie? The 30-1 shot? I'm like, oh.
But when we were talking,
if we had made a mistake.
no, but when we were talking about our bets, the first horse we mentioned was Clarina, where we were like, I think in the anomalies write-up, the opposite of the Matrix, the anomaly wrote, Bullet Work is the only standout thing, but at least the horse has a win here and second off a long break. And sometimes, yikes. Ay.
Wait, who was that? Who was that for?
Winner, Clarina.
That was your note?
Yeah.
Which was, say it again?
I said, Bullet Work is the only standout thing. Plus, at least the horse has a win here. Second off a long break.
I don't see a Bullet Work.
I haven't.
What date? I might have put it up early.
Oh, 48 seconds. I mean,
I have 33 of 59.
I have last work February 23rd, 48 seconds.
But not a bullet. 33 of 59 I have.
I mean, I'm looking at the speed. I don't care about the only person I care about if they're one of whatever they're racing is a Baffert horse. And if the Baffert's not one of everything, I ignore the work. The others, I just, I like works that are 48, 59, and I really put a X when I see 46, you know what I mean, or 58.
Okay.
That's what Bullet's probably not the right. Sharp work. How's that?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm asking because I thought maybe I'm getting.
I usually don't look at I look at the time. And the only, like I said, the only person I really care about if it's the one of is a Baffert horse. The other guys, I'm like, I want the speed. There's a horse sharp right now.
So I want to put this up. This is very frustrating because I actually had a ticket where I singled the 5, but I only used the 5 with my A's in the first. And I didn't have Angelica as an A. And I didn't come back with a 5-8 double, which is really stupid. But I hope people listen because we did talk about Clarina. What did she go off at the end there? Oh, my God. How do we not have a win bet on her?
Yeah, these
show is costing me money. My God. Wow. What does Mark Gelding have anything to say about this?
Oh, let me see. Let's go to our guy on the scene and see if I can find him. Hang on. We text him. See if he's got anything for us.
He probably had it. He probably heard like 2 seconds of the show.
Too much sun today, plus you guys paid me in beer. Signing off, I am Mark Gelding, live and happy at Santa Anita.
Well, I guess he had the winner of that race. I don't know. He didn't tell us. That's our intern. We pay him beer. He's our live on the track, but he's got too big of a beer belly, I think, Frank. All right. These are
Race, what was that? Race 8, 5279.
yeah, we're official. And
$54 horse. Oh my God. Oh, that's bad ticket structure.
what's funny is I thought we might have done the 5, but then we said, you know what, Frank? We would have done the 5 a month ago before we pivoted to try and win and did horses that we weren't using. So, of course, when you pivot, the old thing works.
Yeah, because I would have been like, well, I had the 5 on my pick 3, but I didn't have the first leg. So I have to play the 5 back in a double. I mean, it's just logical because all of us were already covered with the horses that we used. So let's talk about that for a second because I don't know what the right answer is. Because if we had pivoted there, I mean, what are these doubles going to pay? What are the will pays?
I mean, they're not crazy. I mean, the 8's paying $497.
To which one?
To the 8 is paying $497.
Okay.
The 2 is paying $623. The 5 is paying
not great. Like not really great.
Not what I would have thought. The 5 is paying $617. The 7's paying $834, and then the other 2 are up there. But let's look at the pick 3. We usually get some. The pick 3, the 8 is dominant at $1,400. Then we go to the 5 at $2,000, and the 2 at $2,300.
Well, at least somebody was listening.
Yeah.
Our man Tippy played the 5 in the daily double and the late pick 3. Wow. Oh man, his birthday, happy birthday, is relying on my 8.
Oh, but at least we're
money, dude. Even
let's
money.
look at we're live on the all turf though. So let's see. What are you alive to? Let me pull yours up, Hank. What are you alive to, Frank? You're all about the 8, right?
Yeah, that's it. Everything's about the 8.
So let me go.
Happy birthday, Tippy.
I'm gonna scroll over there. All turf will pays. The 8 is paying $111, Frank.
Well, that'll take the sting out a little bit. We both should have, but that was a mistake, dude. We should have had the 5 for a $5 double.
Because we both talked about it.
We both talked about it. Yes.
Anyway.
Instead, we did your 1 who had no shot.
Yeah. So my all turf, I am alive to 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, and again on 2, 7, 8. I think, right? I'm trying to look at my. No, I think I'm just alive on 1, 2, 5, 7, 8 for twice.
Who won the first leg? It's fuzzy to me.
The first leg was number 6.
Okay, and the middle leg was Angelica Bay, right? So 6-3, I think.
Yes.
So you are alive on nothing.
Oh, I'm alive on nothing. No, what am I thinking here? I'm out. For some reason, I thought I was alive. I don't know what that was about.
Do we have the right numbers? Let's make sure here. Hold on. So race 5. Look at your ticket. Race 5.
Yeah, I'm out. I was thinking 6 had won that first race because this 3 was my single.
6-1.
Yeah. So my ticket that had the 6 on it went down in flames. So I'm out.
So right now it's 6-3, and then the pick 3 is 3-5. So here's this. I love this. Yeah, you're right. So many excuses. Just give us a winning exact. I know. This is like woulda, coulda, shoulda. Oh, my God.
I actually thought I was alive, but I misread the ticket earlier. I don't know what I was thinking. Again, the spread in the legs, but yikes.
Well, we have to root for the 8 because that's Tippy. Tippy listened. Tippy does his homework, too. Here, John Alwell. A couple of people are alive. Good luck to them. Even though we might not cash, Ciaran, if the 8 wins and other people cash because we talked about the 5 Clarina, we weren't smart enough to use it. But
no, we talked about it. We just didn't follow what we said.
It's hard. Well, it's very hard to do when you're doing a live show and you're doing a million things.
Yeah, it's easier to do a show on Tuesday.
Huh?
It's easier for them to do it on Tuesday and then go, I had that 28-1 horse along with all the other horses. Yes. on my
So-
all ticket.
So that one member of the DTL crew is throwing down the gauntlet and is challenging us. So I don't like to play exactas, but we're going to do one here, Ciaran, and we're going to hit it. So many excuses. Just give us a winning exacta here. Before we do that, though, Stephen D, alive to the all-turf, 578. Good for you. Good luck. Let's get this 8 home. But anyway, all right, what do we got? 19 minutes. Oh, my God. 19 minutes, Ciaran, for you and me to, like, wallow in our misery.
I know.
I'm alive in the all-turf, which is fine, but that was a missed opportunity. We had a $54 horse and didn't play it.
Yeah, that was
Why didn't you say, hey, Frank, why don't we just bet $10 to win? I'm going to blame you.
I'm looking at the prices here. Well, it was, why don't we do that? And then we pivoted back. And we're like, you know what? We said we were going to pivot to what we think was going to win. And what screwed us was we both thought the 7 was so dominant that we were betting other horses thinking that the 7 was so dominant. If we didn't have such a favorite we thought with, blinders on,
that's a
we
good
probably
point.
would have used the 5.
And also, I mean, we also used 2 other horses who we also liked. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like, but still, I think one of us should be alive to something with that horse, which is very unfortunate.
I thought I was, but and what's annoying, Frank, is I kind of screwed up paying attention, or I would have, could have, as they say. I'm trying to look at the exacta pays here, but there's no real. They're not exactly the biggest.
Well, what's the 2.8?
8.2 is $8, and 2.8 is $10. I mean,
is that for $1 or $2?
$1.
So $1. The 2.8 is 10, like you said, and the 8.
Yeah. I mean, the only bet I would consider, and I suppose you can pull out the express bet trifecta tool, is I might do a.
We need to have a
code. Yeah.
We need to make an AI intro. Every time we bring it up, it's got to be like express bet. You know what I mean? Like you did for Quigley.
I was harassing Tyler for it, but no dice. Oh, I did see this photo on Twitter. I don't know where it's from. And sometimes you'll hear me scream, stick your tongue out to the horse. This is a very smart trainer right here, guys. Check this out. The horse actually stuck its tongue out to win.
Yeah. Oh, my God. His tongue is even past the wire. So they only count noses? Tongues don't count?
I mean,
that's really funny.
I have, we talk about our sponsor that we always forget about, JD Custom Clothier, who makes the suits. And one of my suits on the back, you get to write like your name or saying underneath it. One of the suits has stick your tongue out as my sayings.
Stick your tongue out. I mean, it's the toughest game in the world, but we love it. All right. I'm going to pretend we have a media spot for this. It's like, da, 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 express bet, trifecta, probable tool. All right, what do you want to know?
I want to know what the 2-1-6 pays.
2-1. Okay, this is a $2 payout. Okay.
Okay.
459, 216.
Okay, let's do
218 is actually good too. 242.
What's that? 2-8-1.
Before I move on, though, the favorite combo with the 2 and the 1 is the 5 finishing third. Only $70.
Yeah,
that's weird. I wouldn't play that combination.
No.
Anyway, okay. What else you want to know?
I was going to say 2-8-1.
Okay, I'm going to do this, and then actually,
and then we're going to flip around and go 8-2-1 and whatnot, if you know what I mean.
All right, 2-1. What'd you say? 2-8-1, 2-1-8. What do you want?
Yeah, 2-8-1.
281 is for $2, 186. So here, can I interrupt for a second, Ciaran? Because now that I see that the 5 is the favorite in the trifecta, we have not talked about this 5. Did you have anything on the 5? What are we missing something? The 5 taking win money. Yeah, 7-2.
All I said was Demoro for Pipey, but Demoro is not racing right now. Ayuso is on. Faded on the hill last out under Smith, but 1-2 prior at this distance. Trainer stats are very poor across multiple categories for this race. 5-2 seems short. And that was kind of like an instant toss for me.
Yeah, let me see real quick, too, what I had. Clearly has some issues. Has to run back to the main special. 6-year-old with only 4 races.
Yeah, this is like...
I have the horse. I graded the horse B, but as you know, I'm really all about the 8, and then my backup is the 2.
I mean,
Demora's not riding. What did I miss?
I don't know why, because I mean, the other race too, where Bays was on that too, and that Clubhouse Cutie, that probably would have won if Demora was on it.
Yeah, was that a late job change or was that this morning?
I guess it's just showing up now, so I don't know what happened to him. So he's not on his mounts right now.
Let me look. Race 9.
So
yeah, you're right. Change to Ayuso. Wow.
That's a.
Anyone out there know what happened to Demoro? If you don't mind.
And I mean, they got this horse in for the 50K tag. Maybe they're trying to sneak one by, but it's who's going to claim a 6-year-old horse that has a habit of going on vacation for months, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if this horse has any ability, the horse will get claimed. But I mean, it's like, then again, if the horse has any ability, why would Pivey be risking the horse for a tag? But this here, how about this? 8-5 exacta. Book it. All right, here we go. Paul Victory. Nice to see you, Paul. It's been a minute. Doesn't the 5 have a huge early speed advantage? Let me see. Yeah, I mean, the 5 does, but the 2 has a little bit of speed. I don't know. How you have any pace numbers or any or who's top early?
I'm going to look now.
Yeah. Paul Victory and has a okay. He doesn't seem to mind the layoffs, the injuries, all that stuff. Good luck, Paul. We will reconsider.
The horse did have blistering speed, but yeah, does have a win at this distance.
I actually love Pipey off a layoff. I'm like him and Glad are the guys I look at the most. But
well, here's his stats right now, Frank. Off 2 to 6 months, he's had 29 starts, 7% win. They're in the money a lot. Dropping in class, 7%. Sprint to route, 5%. Claiming, 6%. But his in the money numbers are the horses are always in the money, if you know what I mean. But they're
Pipey's also one of those streaky guys, right, Ciaran? And I know that barn bets. So if the money shows up, the horse is absolutely live. I'm not saying the horse can't win, but there are so many question marks here. March 2024 disappears, comes back in December, runs half a race with Mike Smith, 15-1, fine, lay off again. And this is a 6-year-old. So how much improvement, how much upside? There's zero upside on this horse. And then in for the tag, if the horse had upside, he wouldn't risk for the tag.
Yeah.
It was very confusing to me. I was surprised the morning line was that short. And it's funny, neither one of us even talked about that horse until we saw the money the horse was taking in the trifectas. To your point, in the money, that horse had the most money in 3rd place.
I was just looking at some of the common horses. So Mysterious Husband back last year beat Cuban Confusion, and the name jumped out, and I was like, that horse raced recently.
Yeah, it's a Phil D'Amato horse.
And finished nowhere.
That horse was terrible, but that was a tough race. That was on Friday. You actually loved that horse on Friday, and so did Radar Rob, and so did me as one of our A's, and the horse was no good.
Yeah.
But the horse was good before that.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking, I saw the name, and I was like, yeah, but they raced a year ago, so I can toss that poor performance.
Correct.
If it was like they raced each other like a month or 2 months ago, I'd be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be using the 2 here as my top.
Well, I'm looking at the Optics EQ imputed odds, and the 8 is slight favorite, 2.59 over the 5. Sneaking Candy, 2.67. And then the 2 is third choice at 4.19. So the 5 is absolutely live. And Paul Victory makes a good point about the pace. Jake seems to corroborate that. But, I mean, I don't know. Will this horse have stamina? And I mean, 6 has a little bit of speed. 6 could go. I actually thought the 6 had a big shot. What did you think about that?
I did too. I mean, I was thinking here, I've kind of gone 2 out of 3 or missed my all turfs of late. But the race that has been
hold on, not true. I'm going to give you props. You hit it on Friday.
No, but I mean, I hit one but there's been a lot of them where it's been 2 out of 3 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you just hit Friday, man. Congratulations.
No, but I hit Friday, but I've been also about 2 out of 3. But the key race for all of them has been the last race. When I've been 2 out of 3, it's been the horse that I really liked in the last race. And the reason I'm saying that is I'm going, well, I really like the 2 in here. So if I do an exacta or a try, I'm going to go with the horse, and see if my streak continues on picking the winner of the last race. So that's where I'm going with my long story.
Here's a little life pro tip, and I got this from Terry. No matter what, when someone gives you a compliment, just say thank you. I said, congratulations, good job. You hit on Friday, and you're like, no, but I'm losing. That was a nice pick 3 you hit.
No, but the point of the story was when I'm winning. Thank you, Frank. When I'm winning or going 2 out of 3.
Yes, I understand.
It's always been the last race. So I was trying to say when I do this race now, when I do my bets, I'm going to plant a flag with my 2. So if I do an exacta or a trifecta, I'm going to key the 2 versus doing crazy stuff. And I think I'm going to key it with 1 and 6.
Okay, I understand that 100%, Ciaran, but I feel like you're sandbagging yourself. You're cold watering yourself. You're talking more about your losses. You should be like, I hit on Friday. You know what I mean? Like that was a very competitive sequence. I know it was kind of chalky in the end, but that was a really, really hard sequence. And I thought we didn't get to talk about it because, that show was a little chaotic. I thought your ticket structure was really good. I thought your double was really good. You had Cherokee Nation. You played that really well because you had a couple of horses in that dirt race, and then you had Cherokee Nation. You were all about Biggie. That was your strongest opinion, and you were alive in the all turf, and you were alive in the late double, and you played that really well. So take that as a compliment.
Well, thank you, Frank. But we're only as good as our last bets, and I'm one of those guys. We actually don't do our picks on Tuesday and claim we won. We're doing it live, so.
Yeah, that's why I have to keep adding money to my ExpressBet account. I've been told. I can't believe we didn't have Clarina. Ciaran, you're going to die.
And that was the first one we talked about.
It's carryover because of that horse.
That was the first one we talked about. So because the other reason I even brought it up, because you mentioned it, I was like, well, Frank, I also liked it too. Anyway, Frank, tell me what the trifecta is paying.
Yes.
2 with 6-1 and 1-6.
Dun dun dun. ExpressBet, trifecta probables, horse player friendly. Tyler, we want $50
We want
every
our
time
code.
we do that. Every
Yeah,
time
you
we
guys
do
are not allowed to sign up till we get our referral code.
We're grateful for that 2-cent tip, but we want $50 every time we talk about the trifecta tool. All right, who do you want?
2 with 1 and 6, and 2 with 6 and 1.
Okay, 2 with 1 with 6 for $2 is $5.16. And what was the other one?
2 with 6-1.
2, 6, 1 is $4.66 for $2.
Okay.
The 5 is the favorite in third place in every combination.
Now,
that's to your point. You said Pipey horses fire, but they run second or third.
Now tell me what 2 with 8 with 1 is, and 2 with 8, and 6.
Okay, 2 with 8 with 1 is $193 for $2. And then 2 with 8 with 6 is $101 for $2. The favorite is 285, 66. The 5 is keyed in third. The computer's like 5 unloading on the 5 finishing third.
Wow. Oh,
Isn't that funny?
So I could do a $5 trifecta. It cost me $45 because it is the get out bet. So I yet again, I'm like, I'm only playing low takeout bets, and here I go throwing away that. I got to tell the wife we're eating Spam again tomorrow because this was today's. We were hoping. I mean, we were set up to get this for dinner, Frank.
I know you're trying to kill me. I'm allergic to shellfish. You also have me eating a lobster taco in our music video. Terry's not happy about that. Why is Ciaran trying to kill Frank?
That was what the song came up with. Sorry.
You slip a little shrimp or lobster in my taco. How about this? We didn't really talk about this. Jay is going to use the 7 on top.
All right,
2 5, and then the 5 on top. Wow.
Okay.
Trying to make some money here.
I'm getting ready to load up. Here we go. All right.
Guaranteed winner. The only machine that pays, right?
I was going to do $5, but I'll do $3. I'm going to do a $3 trifecta, Frank. 2 over 168.
2 over.
Going to cost me $27.
2 over 168 with 168.
2 over 168 with 1568, just based on what you were saying. Based on everyone saying it.
No, but you should probably throw him in second too. I mean, that'd be silly.
All right.
Let me look at what it pays. So 251 is 273. Okay. Yeah, they're actually good they're better with that horse in second than they are with that horse in third.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that weird? I don't know why you're in love with the 1. I don't like the 1 at all. I could bet this race 1,000 times and not use the 1 at all.
This is going to be my expert handicapping story of why, and it's actually some of these guys have heard it before. When I've come close on a day and it comes to the last race, more times than not, I'll be like, "What's the highest prices?" And the biggest superfectas I've hit, it was like, "All right, let me throw in some names. What names are out there?" And Flyer Mountain. I mean, where I live.
I'm glad you can laugh about it because what you went through was horrendous.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a Charlie Daniels. Fire on the mountain, run, boy, run. Devil went down to Georgia.
Because it is
the rising sun.
Blistering hot, and we've had so much rain here. I mean, as you guys seen, we didn't get as much as LA. That literally looking out my window looks like Ireland here right now, which is beautiful for about 3 weeks, and then you go, oh no. In a couple of months when the wind's coming, some clown lights a fire in the middle of nowhere where it'd be sweating.
Fire Mountain. All right. Well, look at this. SC3 Pete enters the chat. Better late than never. Thank you for joining us. Remember, SC3 Pete is the one who had that D. Wayne Baker horse down the hill that we both poo-pooed the whole time. Look at, he likes your 1. He also likes your 1. That's a vote of confidence right there. And look at Enrique. Thank you for joining us, Enrique. 2-1. So is your 1 live? Did your 1 take any money? Like, what am I missing here?
It went from 10-1 to 15-1, but maybe I need to come back and go 1 over.
I'm looking at the 1 in the will pays. Longest shot in the double. Longest shot in the pick 3. Longest shot in the pick 4. I mean, no one's betting this horse. Frank off.
Yeah.
Frank never on.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to go now do a 1 with 2, 5, 6, 8.
Exact or try?
Try for $1, $12. Actually, the more I look at these silly bets, I'm like, why does my account keep going down when I'm winning?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm like, then I look back and I go, what was I thinking doing trifectas? And
Ciaran has never met a bet he didn't like. I'm not getting involved here. I don't like your 1 at all, but I will tell you this. I'm shocked the one is as short as 14 to 1. I think that horse should be 100 to 1.
They
How
are
is this
loading.
horse going to beat the 8 or the 2?
It's going to have a
Famous last
rocket.
words. I'm going to have egg on my face. Good luck, everybody.
We're both clicking the thing.
I know. Well, the first time you did it, you had me on the left, and I was like, no, that's wrong. Ciaran's on the left today.
No one
If you
asked
get
me.
second, we should have just slammed this freaking exacta.
No one asked me anymore. I am never doing a trifecta again. I should have been doing a win bet on my horse versus getting stupidly fancy because, of course, another horse knocks me out in the third spot, you know? Oh, wait, no, 5 actually did make it. I thought the 7 did. Wow.
The money said the 5. They bet the 5 in the trifecta for third. We talked about this. Yeah, well, I mean, you're wasting money on the 1 when all we did was if it's not the 8, it's the 2. That's it. It's a 2-horse race. I thought the 8 won. What the hell race was I watching? Wow.
Oh, that's annoying.
That is very annoying.
That was
And we
my
didn't have
top.
Karina to this horse. What is this double going to pay? 700, I think you said.
Yeah, $620. We should have had it, right?
We should have had that 5, 10 times.
Well, hopefully someone listened to us. And I mean, if there's anything, like I said,
Yeah, they listened to me. They all play the 8.
I mean, but my argument too is when I really like a horse in the last leg and I have to single. Lately, it's been good. If I win, the last leg does it. If I go 2 out of 3, I'm still getting the last leg. So, hopefully someone had it.
Well, I'm the one who got skunked in the last leg because I was all about the 8 and I didn't get my all turf.
Oh, look, we got a big winner.
285. Hold on, go ahead. 285.
1247 double. Here you go. Drinks are on him.
Jay, look at that. My man. Yeah, I think if you listen to the show and you're playing the double, you probably played a 5 with 2-8 combo.
And in our defense, Frank, I mean, maybe not because we were so all about the 7, but if you and I were hanging at the track and we weren't doing the show, we might have done our $5 on that 5 as we were messing around.
100%, Ciaran. We spent 10 minutes talking about her.
Just because the pays were so good into both horses that we liked.
It is unconscionable that we don't have a 5 with 2-8 double, even just for $5. It's stupid. That horse was my B. The only B I had. I actually had that horse in my pick 3s. I didn't have I didn't have the winner. Angelica Bay I had as a B. If I have Angelica Bay as an A, I hit. Actually, I don't hit this, but I hit the double.
So my $3 trifecta, Frank, it's the first trifecta I've hit in like eons on the show. I spent $27 on one. I'm not even going to calculate all the other stupid crap I did later, but the winning ticket, 116.
Don Star 352 is the one who actually challenged us to talk about the exacta, and somehow, out of all of our convoluted talk, they played the 2-8, and we didn't have it.
Yeah, par for the course. I mean, I'm gonna come up with some new media for us because I need a clown one that's not me just being a crying clown.
How about this? Chris Babcock, who loved the 2? I pounded it. Ciaran's single was the 2. My single was the 8. His second choice was the 8. My second choice was the 2. So we were all over it, but that was Ciaran's top choice. So he gets full credit, Chris. You can privately email him for his Venmo and PayPal account and send him a nice generous tip there, because that was all him. Good job, man.
All right. Well, I'd love to stay and chit chat, but I've got an open bar to go drink and watch some soccer. So we'll be back on Friday, Frank.
Yeah. All right.
And we've got fantastic weather going forward. The rains have ended, so it's going to continue to be the best weather racing in the States going forward. I mean, we got through that era, but thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you guys on Friday. Or Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Eddie on life support. Hit me with that low takeout. Now I'm feeling kind of sport. 15%, bro, that's basically free money. I'm about to turn $11 into a yacht by Monday. Low takeout best. Cha-ching. Double trouble, I'm doing this thing. My pocket's doing the running, man. Low takeout best. What? Boogie's crying in the can. Low takeout best. Baby, 3 straight lawns. If this thing hits, I'm buying the whole damn barn. Grass to grass, no dirt in my life. I'm so all turf, I might start photosynthesize. Santa Anita, low takeout got me acting wise. Told my wife, babe, I'm rich, now she want alimony twice. Double trouble on the mic, we causing a scene. Low takeout was all turf, a retirement dream. If we hit this pick 3, tell the valet keep the change. We're reading lobster tonight on a $12 range. Boom! Thank you, Santa Anita, good night.
Thanks for watching.